Here to Hugoton, I'm Adam Kadavy on Mix 94.5. Your pregame interview brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with you and Berta Benz in Scott City and Leota. Coach Amy Felker joins me here pregame, and Coach, thanks for joining me here this evening. You guys wrapped up the Sterling Invitational on Saturday on a high note there. A big win for you guys, and 54-22 was the score, I believe it was, over Sterling, and you guys just kind of set the tone early with your defense. Only 2 field goals allowed in the first half, and it was a good bounce-back victory for you guys after a tough Friday.
You know, Friday was a tough game, and I told the girls that we really had to show a lot of character and come back and play the next game, and they came back and they were ready to go. They played hard-nosed defense. They knew exactly who their shooters were, who their drivers were, and they didn't let some of those girls get their threes off. That's their whole game, and, you know, we did a great job of helping each other out and then using our good defense and rebounding to create some big plays offensively.
You really did a good job of feeding into the post there with Megan. She ended up with that career high 18, and Erica hit a couple threes out high, and I think, you know, when she get those threes going on the outside, that'll definitely open up a lot of lanes for you guys to drive.
We always tell our girls, you know, when we're playing against a zone, if you get the outside going, then the inside's going to start going soon, or vice versa. And we got some outside shots, we got some drives, and then that created some openings for Megan, and Megan just really powered in there and was strong on the inside and played a great game.
Erica being on the all-tournament team, and that was really cool to see her get back-to-back all-tournament team nominations.
You know, she works hard, and she always likes going to Sterling. She's just always real relaxed there and plays hard, and, you know, being back-to-back her junior and senior year just is a really big honor that the coaches voted her.
Once again, it is Coach Amy Felker here pregame. Scott City faces Hugoton tonight, and last week you didn't get a chance to play Hugoton. You guys ended up being on opposite sides of the bracket throughout the tournament, but their team coming in with a little confidence. They've won 2 in a row. They've got 4 wins this year, but really a totally different team than they were a year ago.
You know, we can't overlook Hugoton. You know, they're going to come out working hard on defense. They've got a couple different types of defenses out there. They've got some girls that can shoot the 3. They also drive really hard. So, you know, we're going to have to make sure we have a really good defensive game and make sure we take good looks at the basket. You know, we don't want to force things. We want to take it when we've got it. And if we run the court and we play the way we're supposed to, we should be all right.
You know, defensively, you have to feel like that you guys have taken some steps in good direction here over the last few games.
You know, we are. These girls take a lot of pride in their defense. We're putting a lot of on-the-ball pressure, and yet we are on helpline, and so we know that we have faith in our teammates that will have backside help just in case we get beat every once in a while, which we will. And everybody at the end, once we have a big defensive effort, we box out, and we haven't been giving up too many second shots, so that's really a positive in our favor.
All right, second half of the slate here today with Hugoton beginning. Coach Amy Felker here in the pregame, and Coach, thank you for the time, and good luck to you guys.
Thanks, Adam.
That was Scott City Lady Beaver coach Amy Felker. Your pregame interview is brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with you and Berta Benz in Scott City and Leota. More to come on your pregame show. We'll have a breakdown of the matchup. Also bring you starters, keys to the game, and the tip-off after this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
And the tip-off after this timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and parts staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides new and used vehicles. Stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet and GMC dealership in Scott City.
There's nothing more spacious than Western Kansas, and nobody closer than our communities. We are determined to keep our communities connected to schools, kids to teachers and parents. We believe a connected world is a better place. We're more than what we do for our hometowns. It's what we do with our hometowns. S&T is proud to be your family, your friends, your neighbor.
BBN is brought to you by American Implement, All-in-One Wash, B&H Paving, Fairley Company, Faroe Heating and Cooling, First National Bank, Great Western Tire, Harris Chiropractic.
At American Implement, we know
For the 5th of January in Scott City, that's been moved to the 15th of February. So this counts toward the regular season standings only, we believe, here tonight, but should be a good doubleheader here nonetheless here. But we'll have some pretty good matchups here for both sides here. Scott City, Lady Beavers trying to get back-to-back wins for the first time since December, and they have an opportunity here in front of them here tonight. At the Hugoton, they have Cimarron at home on Friday, Hayes and Ulysses on the road next week, and they're in a stretch where they have 4 road games in the next 5 and have 4 home games left in the season out of 9. So they will be at home on Cimarron on Friday. That'll be their first home game in 42 days. And then, once again, as I mentioned, Hayes, Ulysses, and Lakin before Holcomb comes up on the 9th, and then Colby on the 13th of February on the road. And so breaking down this matchup a little bit, Hugoton, they're coached by Gentry Slocum in his first season. He was a longtime assistant on the boys program, including last year when they won the 4A state championship. Of course, they lost a lot of their firepower from a year ago. This is a team that's kind of slowly figuring things out here as the season wears on. They average around 31 points a game. And their big scorers, you have to look at Emily Tinoco, a 5'5 sophomore. Also, Sadie Arredondo and Abby Slocum. Those are really their top scorers here heading into today here. And they average Tinoco 7.5 points, Gaskell around 3.3. She's a freshman. Slocum at 5, and Arredondo at 6.7. I beg your pardon there, but you get the idea there. They're a team that's slowly trying to improve here. They've had back-to-back wins over Lions, the Lady Lions of Lions, 35-20, and then 45-27 against Kingman in the 5th place game on Saturday. Lady Beavers have really won it with defense over the last few games here. Then they're 2-1 in the last 3, or 2-2 since the Christmas break. But yeah, they got that opportunity here. They played pretty good defense against Kingman. They would struggle at times against Smoky Valley. Smoky Valley was just hot that day, and it really they proved that they were a pretty good team. Smoky Valley did. They dominated that championship game over the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans on Saturday afternoon to win the Sterling Invitational. So you look at that, that wasn't a bad loss. And Smoky Valley, in fact, avenged an early season loss to Southeast of Saline. And the Lady Beavers, of course, were just dominant over a very young Sterling team, and it really did not let them breathe there early on there as they won that one 55-24. The Lady Beavers have Erica Felker, who was on the all-tournament team at Sterling, and rightfully so, deservingly so, a 2-time all-tournament team selection up in Sterling, and a great moment for her. Megan Trout had a big game, 18 points, and so, you know, it's been a great story this year. Lady Beavers at 52 points a game. We'll go. We'll keep you right here, of course. Hugoton, they will go to Ulysses on Friday, have Holcomb and Hooker, Oklahoma, next Tuesday and Friday here. And then they will go to Colby for a Saturday afternoon affair. So that's the way that's going to be shaping up there as well for Hugoton as they are at the halfway mark of their season. Remember the makeup game for the game that's scheduled originally on the 5th of January is going to be on the 15th of February in Scott City. All right, so Ulysses and Wichita County, they actually moved their games up to 4:30 and 6 o'clock today. And last check, it was 63-36 for Wichita County's girls in the fourth quarter over the Ulysses Lady Tigers. Ulysses picked up a big win on Saturday over Lamar, Colorado, and Wichita County girls, they have had a great season there under Coach Nicholson there. They are ranked number 6 in the latest polls in Class 2A girls. And of course, other matchups tonight across the league. Not a whole lot in the league there. Mentioned that one. And then these two meeting up. Colby has the night off. Holcomb has the night off. And I believe Goodland has a game tonight. Don't quote me on that. If I remember right. Yeah, they have actually Garden City at home there tonight. So, and Cimarron has the night off as well. But that's kind of the way it looks across the league here on KSKL Scott City. And we will step aside, and we'll keep it right here for the time being here. So let's get to your starting lineups presented by Security State Bank in Scott City and Leota. Free bill pay and online banking, safe, secure, and easy to use. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
At junior, number 2, Kendall Gentry.
For the Scott City Lady Beavers, coached by Amy Felker in their fourth season, assisted by Amber Lotta, Justin Froh. It'll be Kendall Gentry, the 5'5 junior, averaging 8.5 points and 4 boards a game. Erica Felker, the 5'6 senior, at 10 points, 3.2 assists a game. Avery Lewis, the 5'9 junior, at 8.9 points and 4 rebounds a game. Cheyenne Kramer, a 5'9 senior, 3.4 points, 3.5 rebounds. She really stepped up her shooting game against, or in that tournament last week. And then ran at the 5 is Megan Trout, the 5'10 junior, 11 points and 6.5 rebounds. Kendall Gentry, Erica Felker, Avery Lewis, Cheyenne Kramer, and Megan Trout. For Hugoton, coached by Gentry Slocum in his first season, assisted by Fernie Vera and Jalen Kelly. It'll be for the Hugoton Lady Eagles. It'll be Emily Tinoco, a 5'5 sophomore, 7.5 points a game. Also, Abby Slocum, a 5'4 senior, at 5 points a game. Farrah Gaskell, a 5'8 freshman, at 3.3 points a game. Sadie Arredondo, she is a 5'8 junior, averaging 6.7 points a game. And Daniela Alfara, a 5'4 sophomore, 2.5 points a game. And Elle Beasley, 5'7 junior, at 2.8 points per game. Emily Tinoco, Abby Slocum, Sadie Arredondo, Daniela Farrow, and Ella Beasley, the starting 5 tonight for the Hugoton Eagles. Well, that's interesting there. The principal here at Hugoton High School goes and takes a selfie with the girls basketball team before they get ready for the game. Let's go to your keys to the game. Yeah, that's presented by Security State Bank, or correction, State Farm agent Michael Trout. We go the proven winner. When it comes to insurance, they score big with their policyholders. Keys tonight for Scott City. I think you just have to continue to pound it inside and be dominant. Work with Scotch there and play excellent defense up top. Pressure their guards. They are pretty talented in some aspects up top. Those are your keys to the game. Scott City in the road navy blue uniforms with the lighter blue numbers and letters in the white trim. Hugoton in their home white tops with the red numbers and letters blue trim. It was Arredondo and Trout tipping center. Scott City wins the tap, and we're underway. And we're going to Trout to the right elbow. She'll drive left, right lane line, gets it stripped immediately, and that's turnover number 1 on Scott City. Lady Beavers coming in averaging at around 14.6 turnovers a game through the first 11 games. They go right side over to Tinoco. Bounce pass up top to Ella Beasley. Beasley, Scott City starts man-to-man. They work at left wing to Abby Slocum. Up top to Tinoco. Back to Slocum. And you can tell Hugoton wants the slower pace. Use as much time as they can. Now driving in, here's Alfaro. The pass underneath, and the shot is good for Ella Beasley. And Hugoton leads early 2-0 here with 7:20 to go first quarter. And down the floor quickly to Megan Trout, goes to her right, gets quickly tied up by Beasley, and Scott City's going to have back-to-back turnovers to begin this ball game. As Beasley came in after Trout was pivoting, she picked up her dribble, just tied up at Trout, and so kind of a rough start here in the first minute for the Lady Beavers, down 2-0. Scott City's trying to win back-to-back here in this building for the first time since 2018 and 2019. And then Avery Lewis just rips it out of Alfaro's hands. That's the first turnover on Hugoton. 6:55 to work. Avery Lewis left wing. 2-0 Hugoton leads Scott City the ball. Lewis into Trout. Goes to her right. And shot is blocked that time. And that'll be last touch, they'll say, by Trout. As is blocked by Alfaro, I believe it was. And it's going to belong to Scott City, or to Hugoton, I beg your pardon. Lady Beavers down 2-0 early on. Kind of a slow start here. 6:40 to work first quarter here in Hugoton. Slocum goes right with the pass to Tinoco. Back up top to Beasley, and she's going to be called for travel up top. That'll be the second Hugoton turnover in a row. So both teams with 2 turnovers here in the early going. We're just trying to get the rust off a little bit from Saturday, just playing 72 hours ago and immediately getting to game prep. But the nice thing is these teams already have their scattering reports on each other. They were going to play on the 6th or 5th of January, but of course weather postponed that. Trout up top as Hugoton's in a man-to-man. Here's Erica Felker up top. Goes left side to Avery Lewis looking to drive in. Pulls up for the 17-footer, and we're tied at 2. Nice shot by Lewis on the left side. 6:15 here in the first. We're tied at 2. As both teams play man-to-man defense here so far in the first couple of minutes. Slocum with it up top, guarded by Kendall Gentry, goes to her left. And then Ella Beasley pump fakes, guarded by Trout, left corner. Here's a Slocum 3, good. Slocum makes it 5-2 for Hugoton with 5:55 to go first quarter. She's a pretty good threat last year, and remember against Scott City, she tore her ACL as a season ender. Here's a Kendall Gentry answer back 3, a little strong, but Erica Felker with it drives in down the middle, and she gets fouled going up, and she'll get 2 free throws. She tore her ACL against Scott City here in this court a year ago on the 6th of January. And that foul will be charged to Sadie Arredondo, the 5'8 junior, after the rebound by Felker, who's at the line for 2. Felker, 10 points per game and leaves the first free throw short. She has struggled at times this year at the line. Coming off a 13-point performance, she has 15 points 4 different occasions this year, including one against Kingman last week. It's Kaylee Felker, the first off the bench for Scott City for Megan Trout. As Erica hits 1 out of 2 free throws and cuts this to a 5-3 score for Hugoton with 5:41 to go here in the first quarter. Lady Beavers as a team this year, 57%. That's dipped a little bit over the last few games. I feel like everybody in the Sterling tournament had struggles at the foul line. So it wasn't just 1 or 2 teams. It felt like it was about everybody, it seemed like. Driving in, here's Slocum, now left side for 2. Beasley, no. And Shane Kramer had it, but then it was knocked out of her hands. And it'll still belong to the Lady Beavers here, trailing by 2. 5:20 to work here in the opening 8 minutes of play. You're going to apply a little pressure in the backcourt. Felker to Kendall Gentry. Now back to Felker, almost too high, and then gets it to Kaylee Felker. To Avery Lewis trying to drive in. Pivot, moves up top to Gentry. Right side, here's Erica Felker. Gets it stripped out of her hands and kind of pushed off to Ella Beasley. And that'll be Scott City's 3rd turnover here of this first quarter as we're at the 5-minute mark. Coach Amy Felker sends to the scores table. And now wraparound pass almost stolen away, kept alive here out high to Emily Tinoco. 5-3 Hugoton leading the ball, 4:48 to work first quarter. With it is Slocum. She'll drive in on Gentry, leaves it short, and Kendall Gentry holds her ground there and gets the rebound. So they're letting them play here for the most part here. This first quarter, you got a whistle and a hack. That's the second team foul on Hugoton. It's not a particularly deep Hugoton team either. They only have 10 suited up. The foul is charged to Tinoco, her first, as Mackenzie Metzger and Krissa Irvin have checked in for the first time. Irvin with 1 point on Saturday. Had a big showing last week for Scott City, the Sterling tournament. Mackenzie Metzger's been pretty solid off the bench all year for the Lady Beavers. As Scott City gets set up down by 2 here with 4:38 here in the opening period. Up top to Mackenzie Metzger. To Avery Lewis. Now Hugoton in a zone defense out high with it is Metzger. Metzger, a couple dribbles, now goes to Irvin. She'll drive right side, cut off, trying to bounce pass it up, got it stripped. Bounce pass back to Mackenzie Metzger. Erica Felker, left baseline. Here's Avery Lewis here with 4:17 to go. She'll try to drive in, puts it up. But, they're going to call a travel on that beforehand. And that'll be Scott City's 4th turnover already of the first quarter as they trail 5-3. Have a sluggish start here for the Lady Beavers. Hugoton really wants this at this slower pace. Trout to check in next dead ball. With it, Abby Slocum. She'll drive right side. Wraparound pass left corner. Here's Sunoco turning down the three. She'll drive in strong, and her layup short at the rack. Felker will grab the rebound eventually for Scott City. She already has two, and then hands it off to Avery Lewis. The midway mark of this first quarter, 3:50 to go. Short corner, here's Metzger. Bounce pass thrown away, and a third consecutive turnover for Scott City. Left side, he goes over to Alfaro. Alfaro out high around the perimeter, guarded by Metzger. Up top to Tinoco. Tinoco guarded by Felker. 3:35 to go first quarter at 5-3 in is Farrah Gaskell, the 5'8 freshman, in for the first time. And now driving in, it's stripped. Oh, man, we're going to call a foul on Kaylee Felker. That'll be her first. And that'll be Scott City's first foul. Actually, they're going to get that on Metzger, I beg your pardon. Thought they were going to get that on Felker, but it's on Metzger instead. Kendall Gentry returns, as does Megan Trout, Avery Lewis, and Kaylee Felker exit with 3:24 here in the first. 2-point Hugoton lead with the ball at 5-3. Scott City just 1 of 3 to start from the floor. Hugoton is 2 of 5. The Lady Beavers have 5 turnovers here. Slocum with it up top here with 3:18 to work. Here in the first, up 5-3. Slocum guarded by Irvin, now driving in. Here's Tinoco, throws it back up top to Alfaro. Alfaro now to Gaskell. Dribble between the legs, guarded by Trout. She'll drive left side to Tinoco. Steps back, and now up top with it is Slocum. Goes right side, throws up a tough runner high off the glass, and it drops in. She has 5, and it's now 7-3 with 2:50 to go first quarter. So Hugoton has not trailed in this game so far. We've been tied one time. And now Gentry with it right side. Nice cut for Trout. She'll go up, and she left it short, but got her own rebound. Pivots, and they're going to call her for a walk, and that'll be Scott City's 6th turnover of the first quarter, and that's a frustrating thing there for Coach Amy Felker, you can tell. Lady Beavers down 7-3 here with 2:38 to go first quarter. Trout made a right move, but just can finish. Now Gaskell left wide open, misses the two, tipped around, but right to Hugoton, and they get the put back into the hands of Arredondo. And Hugoton leads at 9-3 with 2:28 to go first quarter. It's a 30-second Scott City timeout here with 2:28 to go first quarter. Lady Beavers really struggling to begin this game, trailing here by the count of 9-3. Basketball brought to you here by American Implement, also B&H Paving, Bartlett Grain, Beavertown FFL, Beef Belt, also Burning Farms, Brickover Cattle Company, Shells, Flyers, the More, Clint's Diesel Repair, Decal Bear, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Huenberg Benz, Fairleigh Companies, and First National Bank. Well, it's been a tough sledding here early on for the Lady Beavers, down 9-3 here, and turnovers have been the issue. They have 6 first quarter turnovers compared to just 2 for Hugoton. That's been really the story of this opening period. Lady Beavers have owned the glass 4-1 here in this first quarter. But as I mentioned, just comes back to the turnovers here. And you got to wonder a little bit, there may be a little score comparing. That could be possible as well. Felker out of the timeout. Metzger looking to drive in. Out to Irvin, left side to Kendall Gentry here with 2:18 to work first quarter. Scott City down 9-3, 1 of 2 at the line of the Lady Beavers, and just one of the first 5 from the floor. Felker, she almost stepped out of bounds. Up top to Kendall Gentry. Now to Trout, his great position. Goes to right, leaves it short, but right there is Irvin. Hands it off to Trout, who puts it up, and that one finally bounces in. Nice hustle by Irvin, and Trout with her first basket. 9-5 here with 1:56 to go first quarter. Broke a nearly 4-minute drought here for the Lady Beavers. Scott City's owned the glass so far 5-1, but trail it on the scoreboard 9-5. Here's a screen up top for Tinoco. Tinoco with it, steps back, wanted to take the three, but Gentry gets around the screen, and now back up to Slocum straight away. 90 seconds to go first quarter, 9-5, and that one's going to be deflected. It's off the official. As the official was clear in the middle of the court there, could not get out of the way. Gentry trying to go for the steal. It looked like Gentry may have got popped in the nose running into the official. Got to look for those stripes there. So she's all right. Still going to be Lady Eagle basketball. Avery Lewis returns to line up for Scott City, and Metzger exits. Minute 20 to work first quarter. Cheyenne Kramer in there as well. Drive in. That one's a miscommunication as Alfaro looking to dump it in. Now we're going to say it was last touched by Scott City. Interesting. I'll say that. 1:18 to go first quarter. Boy, it sure like just a missed pass there. Gaskell, or correction, trying to get it. Now Felker's going to get the steal. As driving in, the foul's going to be on the floor on Farrah Gaskell, her first. Team's third, Hugoton's third turnover. With 1:17 to go first quarter. It looked like it was just a miscommunication. The pass was lobbed high and out of play for a cutter. I believe that was Arredondo. Underneath, here's Kramer, goes up, and she can't get it, but she draws the foul on Alfaro. That is her first. And Hugoton already at 4 fouls here in the quarter. Their final foul to give with 1:16. Kramer, who is in their 12th game of the year, is actually going to the line for the first time this year. Averages 3.5 a game, and that one rattles in and out. See, she goes for the changeup here on this second free throw. 9-5, Hugoton leads it here. 76 first quarter seconds to go. And that one is good. She did go for the changeup. 9-6, 3 in a row for the Lady Beavers. 1:15 to go first quarter. Got to throw a little softball terminology when I can with Cheyenne. Of course, she's headed to Labette for that. Be a pitcher there. Final 60 seconds of it with it is Alfaro. They almost called the travel there, and then they do. Turnover number 4, so Hugoton's turned the ball over a couple possessions here in a row with 1:05 to go first quarter. Lady Beavers with the last 3 in this game trail at 9-6. Kendall Gentry bringing it across. And now back to Kendall there from Cheyenne Kramer. Nice cut. Here's Trout, goes in high up. No, but she draws the foul, and that'll be on Alfaro. And that is her second and the team's 5th. As Coach Gentry Slocum will send Ella Beasley back to the scorer's table to check in. 2 free throws coming up here for Trout. Trout's first free throw crawls in. Scott City now 3 of 5 at the line. And it's 9-7 with 53.6 to go as Beasley re-enters the Hugoton lineup. As I mentioned, this is not a particularly deep Hugoton team. They may play 2 as at most off the bench, maybe 3. Trout's free throw short, rebound. Felker reels it in, goes up, too strong. Rebound tipped around. Felker with another opportunity. No, and it's going to be wrestled away. Saved by Lewis, saved by Gentry, but out of bounds. Scott City missed a couple opportunities underneath there, but good efforts nonetheless. And it'll belong to Hugoton. It's 9-7 here. Lady Beavers now 3 of 6 from the line here. With 40 seconds to work in this first quarter, Slocum will walk it across the timeline from right to left. We're kind of up here in the corner here at Hugoton. As she uses up her dribble, trying to avoid the 5 count now to Gaskell. Almost foul on Felker, a push on Gaskell in the back, but now they clear away. Scott City staying man-to-man, 25 seconds to work in the opening period. Slocum with it up top, guarded by Avery Lewis. 9-7 Hugoton lead. They haven't scored in over 2 minutes now. 15-second screen for Slocum, steps back. She has 5 of their 9 points here. 10 seconds to work, drives in right corner. And almost stripped out of there by Kramer. It's loose, picked up though by Hugoton with 4. Slocum fires a right wing 3. No. Rebound Track collects her second board. And that's the end of period number 1. Lady Beavers dominate the glass, but they trail on the scoreboard 8 minutes in. 9-7. Hugoton leads Scott City. We'll come back in the second quarter after this 1-minute timeout. This is Scott City basketball. Second quarter after this.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you, and may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
BBN is brought to you by HRC Feed Yards, J&R, Next Tech Wireless, Red Barn Enterprises, S&T Communications, Scott County Hospital, Scott Co-op, Security State Bank, Turner Sheet Metal,
under the great American flag in Dodge City.
It'll be Scott City's ball to begin the second quarter, down 9-7 to Hugoton. Lady Beavers shot just 2 of 8 in that first quarter. Hugoton was 4 of 9 from the floor. Lady Beavers 3 of 6 from line. Hugoton did not attempt a free throw. Felker with it. She had 1 for Scott City Trout with 3, and Kramer on the board for a field goal. She now has 2, and we're tied for the second time at 9. A 6-0 run for Scott City with 7:43 to go here before halftime. So Kramer now shares the team high with 3 points there with Megan Trout. 7.5 to go first half with it. A Slocum up top. Scott City plays still man defense. Slocum still with the dribble going side to side around the prim up top. And now it's Ella Beasley left side. Here is Emily Tinoco looking to lob it in. Good defense by Scott City. Almost picked up the pivot-footed Slocum. She'll drive in strong and she'll lay it up. Oh, she got it and 1 through contact. She has 7-11-9. Hugoton with 7:12 to go first half. That foul will be charged to Cheyenne Kramer, her first. So Slocum to the line. Trying to make this a 12-9 game, and she does. She has 8. And Scott City is not led in this one. They had tied it up twice here with 7:10 to go first half. So Lady Beavers come back down the floor, down 3 with the basketball. Felker with it. Go back to Kendall Gentry. She'll work around the perimeter, goes to her left, uses upper dribble, now needs help. Finds Avery Lewis, and we got a push out high. That'll be on Emily Tinoco, and that's her second, the first team foul of the quarter for Hugoton. So I mentioned that depth is a serious issue. They only have 10 players on their team, and they normally play about 6 or so. They only played 2 quarters of JV earlier today. Inbound in now to Trout. Goes to her right here on Arredondo. Goes up high off the glass. A little strong on that one, Arredondo with the board for Hugoton, her second board of the half. Scott City shooting woes continue down 3. 6:40 to go first half as they're now 3 of 10 for the game. And Hugoton with the ball. And driving in, Gaskell loses it, but we're going to get a tie-up in the paint, and it will still stay on Hugoton's side. As Metzger and Kaylee Felker are turn the lineup. Cheyenne Kramer and Megan Trout will exit. It'll be interesting with the matchups here, how Scott City plays this here. Hugoton not a big team height-wise. They get it in, stolen away by Metzger and a turnover. That's the 5th on Hugoton. Metzger is going to try to take this one away. Pulls up at the paint. Line drives it home for her first basket. 12-11 with 6:23 to go first half. Scott City back to within 1 at 12-11. That's the 5th Hugoton turnover here. Left wing goes over to Ella Beasley. Beasley will drive in on Kaylee Felker, and Metzger will tie it up once again, and that is back-to-back Hugoton turnovers. It's a good job by Metzger getting her hands in there. She's come in with the Doberman attitude out of that last substitution in. So Scott City looking for the first lead of the night here with 6:08 to go first half, down 12-11. Right side to Metzger into Avery Lewis. Catches it, goes left wing. Kendall Gentry. A 3 for the lead is off to the right. And the rebound tipped in the hands of Avery Lewis. Scott City with another crack at it. Their 6th offensive board of the half. Scott City with the ball. Now again, Kendall Gentry drives in. Layup. No. Lewis backside. No. Blocked that time and still loose. And, oh, that's a last touch by Hugoton out of bounds. Man, Scott City kind of short-armed that one again. And they have a couple more offensive boards, but can't get that ball in the hole here and get the lead here with 5:43 to go first half. Up top to Kendall Gentry. Into Lewis's great position here on Arredondo. Goes to her left and flips one up, and finally Scott City has a lead, and Avery Lewis has her 4th point, 14-13. Or correction, 13-12, excuse me. 5.5 to go first half. So Scott City with the first lead of the night here. And then Kendall Gentry with a steal. Here comes Gentry going left side, lays it up and crawls off. Rebound Metzger. And she gets hacked, and that is team foul number 2 on Hugoton in the half. So Metzger with the offensive board after Gentry missed there. That is on Abby Slocum, her first. Team second of the quarter here with 5:19 to go before halftime. As Felker inbounded into Gentry, left corner to Erica Felker. She'll dribble it up top. And now go right wing to Mackenzie Metzger. She'll try a 3, and that'll be off the heel. Rebound Lewis couldn't get it into the hands of Ella Beasley for Hugoton. 5 minutes to go first half. Scott City up by 1. Hugoton with the basketball at 13-12. With it is Slocum up top, goes right with the pass to Emily Tinoco. Tinoco gets a screen and then a give and go, and a layup is good. Nice give and go there, pick and roll. for Sadie Arredondo. It's now 14-13 Hugoton, and a timeout for the Lady Eagles here. And it's going to be a 1-minute timeout. We'll take it as well with 4:50 to go first half. This is Beaver basketball. We'll take it as well with 4.
The dedicated team at Norder Supply is passionate about assisting our customers in achieving maximum net return per acre. That is how we define our success. Through unparalleled agronomic advice and best-in-class customer service, you can depend on us to do what is best for your operation. Ask them today about their spot-on service and how it can fill your needs. Norder Supply. Plain talk, exceptional results.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current Beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
The Scott City Beavers.
Scott City down by 1 once again at 14-13. Lady Beavers have scored 6 in this quarter. Hugoton has scored 5, but it's a 1-point game here. Driving in and miscommunication. Mackenzie Metzger thought there was somebody backdoor and there wasn't, and that pass is bounced out of bounds, and Scott City with their 7th turnover after the first of the quarter, and Hugoton back with the ball up by 1 with 4:40 to go before half. It's Krista Irvin, Mackenzie Metzger, Avery Lewis, Megan Trout, and Erica Felker on the floor right now for the Lady Beavers. Bounce pass right elbow goes over to Sadie Arredondo, left side to Slocum. She'll drive in on Metzger, goes all the way. Shot blocked by Metzger, but Metzger pushes in the back. That'll be her second, and Slocum back to the line for 2 here with 4:26 to go before halftime. So both teams with 2 fouls in the quarter. 2 free throws coming up here for Slocum. She hit 1 earlier in this quarter on a 3-point play, and Hugoton with 5 in the quarter, actually 7 for Scott City points-wise, and that free throw is perfect. 15-13, 4:26 to go first half. Kendall Gentry replaces Mackenzie Metzger. Exit with 2 points and 2 fouls. Slocum with 9 in the half, 9 of their 15, and make it 10 of their 16. She scored the last 4. Actually, I take that back. She has 10, and she scored the last 2. Arredondo scored the other 2 to put Hugoton back up. They have a 4 run as we're at the 4:15 mark. With it is Felker trying to get it to Trout off a deflection. She gets it, works her way back out of the perimeter. Oh, finds Gentry right side. They work it up top to Chris Irvin. She'll drive left side to Avery Lewis. Lewis with it will lob it into Trout. Goes to her right. Gets hacked. No contact there. Her arm was held as she was pivoting, and no foul call and a turnover. Back-to-back Scott City turnovers here with 3:50 to go first half. So they're letting them play for the most part here in this first half. And Hugoton last 4 of the game up 16-13. Slocum with it. Right corner to Tinoco. She'll drive in. Bounce pass off the leg of Scott City. Kept alive by Gaskell High as Felker with tight defense up top. With 3:35 to go first half. Gaskell go left on Felker. Bounce. Oh, she traveled with it. That'll be turnover number 8 on Hugoton. Back in the Lady Eagle lineup is going to be Daniela Faro. She'll replace Tinoco. Those 2 have 2 fouls for Hugoton here. If you're Scott City, you want to try to be aggressive and get Hugoton in foul trouble. They're not a particularly deep team. If you can do that, get them out of their rhythm, and got a good chance here. 3:25 to go first half. Up top with it is Megan Trout. Almost traveled with it now to Erica Felker. Felker gets a screen. She'll drive in the middle of the paint. She'll throw one up and draw the foul. If that's on Alfaro, that'll be her 3rd. And it is. With 3:17 to go first half. And 2 free throws coming up here for Erica Felker, where she has just 1 point, 1 of 2 at the line. Oh, they're going to say that's a foul on the floor. Okay. So it'll be Paola Hernandez in for the first time, a 5'4" junior. Thought maybe that was a shooting foul, but the official did not award the continuation. Trout with it. Double teamed up top to Avery Lewis. She'll try a straightaway triple. Oh, that was halfway out. Trout crashes the boards and gets the follow-up. Trout with her 5th point and her 3rd board, and it's 16-15 with 3 minutes to go first half. And a good rebound and putback. Lady Beavers with 9 offensive boards here in this first half. Hopefully they'll start to get those conversions, offensive rebounds into second chance points more often here. 2:48 to go first half. Gaskell with it up top, and Felker almost gets a steal, and now Gaskell with it, crossover dribble, guarded by Felker. She'll drive in all the way, throws one up. Oh my. They're going to say that's a foul on Felker, her first. Both teams now with 3 fouls here in the quarter. And Gaskell heads to the line for 2. She'll have 2 charity shots coming up here. She is a 5'8 freshman. And off on the first. In is Cheyenne Kramer. She'll replace Krista Irvin. Hugoton now 3 of 4 at the line in the first half. Scott City has not attempted a free throw in this quarter, as they are still 3 of 6. Still 16-15, and it stays that way. Tipped around, and Lewis saves it into play to Kramer for Scott City. So Lady Beavers with an opportunity to reclaim the lead here with 2.5 to go second quarter. Gentry run the point, goes right with the pass to Erica Felker, holds it up. Now she goes over to Megan Trout. Trout holds it off a screen. Here's Kendall Gentry, right wing. She'll drive to the foul line. Nice cut, Avery Lewis, and there's a foul. That's on, I believe, Beasley. That'll be her first. That's a foul on the floor. Final foul to give for Hugoton this second quarter with 2:19 to go first half. Felker to inbound it in. Nice position. Kramer, oh, she lost her footing. Felt like that Beasley got off of her. She was guarding her, and then a turnover. Here's the pass stolen away by Trout. She'll drive in. Her layup is good. So they trade the turnovers, and Scott City back on top with 2:06 to go first half at 17-16. That's Hugoton's 9th turnover of the half after they had their 5th steal. And Trout's with the last 4 points. She has 7.5 for Scott City. As it's 17-16, a 4-0 Lady Beaver run over last minute plus. Here's Gaskell, tough runner, no. Kramer collects the board for Scott City. Lady Beavers up by 1 with the ball. Here's Gentry up top to Erica Felker. Turns down the 3. She'll drive right side, takes it all the way, puts it up. Yes, and 1. And that'll be on Sadie Arredondo. That'll be her second and the 5th foul of the period on Hugoton with 1:38 to go. And Scott City with the last 6 points of the game up 19-16. With 1:38 to go first half. 19-16. Felker, their first field goal. She has 3, looking for her 4th point here. She's 1 at 2 at the line and make it 2 at 3. And Scott City now their largest lead at 4 on a 7-0 run. Scott City will apply a little token full court pressure here, man-to-man, up 20-16 as we approach 90 seconds to go first half. So Hugoton with a lot of foul trouble here this half, almost carried by Beasley, but she did reel in the dribble in time with her feet planted. Slocum with it up top, guarded by Gentry, uses upper dribble, clears out. Gaskell up top will drive in, pulls up in the paint, and the jumper hits the top of the back iron and drops down. Gaskell ends a 7-0 Scott City run, 20-18, 1:10 to go first half. Lady Beavers' lead is trimmed down to 2 as Felker goes left with the pass to Avery Lewis. Lewis, a little miscommunication in the offense. Here's a cut by Kramer. Her layup on the left side is good. Kramer with 5, and it's 22-18, 54 seconds to go first half. Good ball movement that time by Scott City after it looked like there's some confusion on the offensive possession. 45 seconds here in this opening half. Down to 40 with the dribble up top. Abby Slocum guarded by Gentry. Scott City does have a foul to give. Gaskell goes around the screen, goes to right. Scoop shot leaves it short. Kramer with another board for the Lady Beavers. Scott City can extend their lead here as Kendall Gentry will go all the way. Goes up and she's fouled. And that's going to be on Arredondo, her 3rd, with 25.8 to go first half. And so 2 of Hugoton starters with foul trouble. Sadie Arredondo, Danielle Alfaro with 3. Emily Tinoco has 2 fouls. And Gentry to line for 2, looking for her first point of the night. She had 7 against Sterling on Saturday afternoon. Averages 42% at the line. Or is 42%. She hits that one, makes it 23-18. 25.8 to go first half is in as Tinoco with her 2 fouls, replacing Arredondo, who acts with 3. Second free throw for Kendall, rimming in. Makes it 24-18. It's a 17-9 run in this second quarter for Scott City. 20 seconds to go first half. With it is Tinoco up top, guarded by Kramer. Goes left to Beasley, looking to drive in. That pass deflected, but picked up by Paola Hernandez. And now to Slocum with 12 seconds to go first half. Guarded by Gentry. Goes left with the pass to Tinoco. Turns down the 3 with 6. She'll drive in. Needs help. Now finds Hernandez with 3. Now Gaskell with 1. pivots. Slocum, they don't get a shot off in time, and that was probably Scott City's best defensive possession of the half, as Hugoton does not get a shot off in time, and your first half has arrived. Lady Beavers go on a 17-9 run in the second quarter, lead at 24-18 here at the break over the Hugoton Lady Eagles. Come back in 3 minutes for your halftime show. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Western State Bank proudly supports Scott Community High School students and athletes as they prepare for another great year of achievements. Just as our students prepare for another successful year, we encourage you to be prepared for whatever life may bring you. Stop in and talk with the knowledgeable staff at Western State Bank, whether it be a new home loan, financing for your business, or any one of our checking and savings account options. We're here to help you. Make sure to check out all of our internet banking options provided at WSBKS.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC. And as always, go Beavers!
The world needs more farmers. People who know the land. People who support rural communities. People who are as diverse as each acre they care for. But unless you've been born and raised on a family farm, it's nearly impossible to become a farmer. That's why we are building a team of people from our hometown and across the world to do what they love. We are not just a family farm. We are a multi-family farm. We are Volgamore Family Farms.
Go with the proven winner. I'm Michael Trout from State Farm in Scott City. When it comes to auto insurance, we score big with our policyholders. We score on competitive rates, on customer service, and on satisfaction and speedy claim handling. Let us quote your autos today and make you a part of the Trout State Farm team. Call or stop by Michael Trout State Farm and you can be assured of our personal best. Go with the winner, Michael Trout State Farm, Scott City.
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 card trolls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and more, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists,
Furrow Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Furrow Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
A 6-point lead over the Lady Eagles of Hugoton by the count of 24-18. Hugoton led this game for most of the first half here. Lady Beavers trailed early 9-3. And then 9-7 after one. Scott City would tie it up at 9. Then Hugoton went on 3-point play. Lady Beavers would take a 13-12 lead. That'd be their first lead. And then Hugoton would go up 16-13. Scott City would close the final 3 minutes of the first half on an 11-2 run. And they built up their largest lead at 24-18 here at the break. As the first half scoring looked like this for Scott City, they were led by Megan Trout. She got going and played in that first quarter into the second quarter. She ended up with 7. 5 in the first half for Cheyenne Kramer, who went to the foul line for the first time all year. 4 for Avery Lewis, 4 for Erica Felker, and Mackenzie Metzger and Kendall Gentry with 2 points. Gentry's points came at the foul line. For the Lady Beavers in that first half, they had a total of just 4 fouls. They had 8 turnovers. They had a bunch of those early Actually, they had 9 turnovers. They had 6 of those in the first quarter. They had 5 steals. They did have 5 defensive rebounds and 9 offensive boards, 14 rebounds. They have owned the glass here 14-3 in the first half. It looks deceiving. How's that possible? A lot of turnovers for both sides. And Hugoton did hit a pretty good chunk of their shots in the first half. If Scott City did not rebound it, they only had 1 offensive board, did Hugoton. For the Lady Eagles, it was Abby Slocum who carried them with 10 points in that first half. She's their lone one of 2 seniors on the team. 2 each for Farrah Gaskell, the freshman, Sadie Arredondo, Danielle Alfaro, and Ella Beasley, all with 2 points in the first half for Hugoton. They did have a total of 11 fouls, and they had a lot of foul trouble, and that proves to be trouble for a team that's not very deep. They did have 9 turnovers and 5 steals, as I mentioned, just 3 rebounds total in the first half, 2 on the defensive end and 1 on the offensive glass. Scott City with a 6-point lead here at the break. We'll take another 2-minute break and come back with the rest of your first half. This is Scott City Beaver basketball. Take the rest of your first half.
Transform your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform. And go Beavers!
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community, whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models. That's our goal at American Implement, too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
Beavers did win this one here, lost the last 2 of the season, but Lady Beavers trying to go to 1-0 against Hugoton here in the season with the return game in mid-February. Shooting-wise, first half for Hugoton, for Scott City, 9 of 22 for the first half. That's a little bit shy of 40%. They were 9 of 18 on 2-point baskets. They were 7 of 11 in that second quarter. And a big key of that, they found a way to start attacking the 2-3 zone, attacking the basket, getting to the rim, and drawing some contact as well. And they were 0 of 4 on threes and 6 of 9 from the foul line. For Hugoton in that first half, they were 7 of 15. After being 4 of 9 in that first quarter, they were 7 of 15. They were 1 of 3 on threes and 6 of 12 on 2-point baskets in that first half were the Lady Eagles, Foul trouble for both teams, especially Hugoton is becoming more critical for them. For Scott City, they had Mackenzie Metzger with 2 fouls. For Hugoton, they had 2 for Emily Tinoco and then 3 for Sadie Arredondo and Daniela Alfaro. Lady Beavers will be at home on Friday night as they will be taking on Cimarron. Hugoton will be up the road at Ulysses. For Scott City, they'll take on Cimarron, and it's a team that picked up a big win on Saturday in their 7th place game over Chase. I believe it was 75-9. And interesting note on Cimarron, they're 2-0 this year when they start before 10 a.m. for the tip-offs. And I hope Coach Austin Stebbins isn't going to try to petition the league to make sure the rest of his games start at 10 o'clock. Is that just, I don't know if I want brunch basketball this early or this late in the year or not. But anyways, that's at 6 o'clock at home on Friday night. Second half set to begin. It'll be Hugoton ball with Emily Tinoco, Abby Slocum, also out there Daniela Alfaro, Sadie Arredondo, and Ella Beasley. For Scott City, it's Cheyenne Kramer, Kendall Gentry, Avery Lewis, Erica Felker, and Megan Trout. Lady Beavers stay in their man-to-man defense. Slocum up top. It goes to Alfaro. Looking to feed it in, does so to Arredondo. She just faces up, shoots it, airball, and saved into play to Kendall Gentry for Scott City, and she wants to race it across. With 7:35, she slows down, kicks the left wing. Now left corner to Erica Felker for a guarded 3. Too strong off the heel, and the backside rebound tracked down by Tinoco for Hugoton. So both teams go empty-handed on their first possessions of the second half. Lady Beavers 0-5 on threes here. Here's a 3 short. Put up, rebound in the hands of Avery Lewis, who collects her 4th board of the night. 7:08 to go for third quarter. Driving in, here's Felker, takes it coast to coast. King at the layup to go with a little contact, and the rebound into the hands of Beasley for Hugoton. So both teams 0 for 2 to begin this third quarter. Slocum, nice pull up, no. Tipped around, and stepping out of bounds, trying to get the rebound that time was Alfaro. And that'll belong to Scott City. So each possession this third quarter has been a trip down and a missed shot. Slocum will exit here as Gaskell checks in here with 6:54 to go third quarter. So 24-18 Lady Beaver lead in the ball. That's been their biggest lead. They've trailed by 6 early on in the ball game. Kramer up top to Kendall Gentry, now to Trout. The foul line, give and go to Gentry, trying to drive in. Her layup is good. Nice move, splitting the defenders. Gentry 26-18, 6:35 to go third quarter. Her first field goal, she has 4. Gaskell with it, trying to go around Felker. Wraparound pass, nice dish backside, and shot and 1 for Sadie Arredondo, makes it 26-20. With 6:27 to go third quarter, and that'll be team foul number 1 on Scott City in the quarter and the second on Cheyenne Kramer. Scott City with 5 fouls in the game, and 2 of those each for Metzger and Kramer. And speaking of those, Metzger will check in for Kramer. Felker has the other one, Erica Felker. Hugoton 3 of 5 at the line. This will be their 6th attempt of the night. Arredondo with 4 points. A 5'8 junior, free throw, good. And 30-second timeout makes it 26-21, 6:27 to go third quarter, taken by Coach Gentry, Slocum, and Hugoton. Basketball presented here by Farm Bureau agent Neil Baker. Fro Heating and Cooling, Fro Ag Service, Fro Electric, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services, Great Western Tire, Deckmart Furniture and Appliance, High Choice Feeders, Ham Amy Farms, HRC Feed Yard, J&R Trucking, J&R Car and Truck, JF Beaver Advertising, Jackson Legal Group, and Lebanon Lawn and Trees. So both teams been racing up and down the court here in the second half. Hugoton with the last 3 points on the three-point play, and they have cut the Scott City lead 5 at 26-21. Hugoton's wins this year. They won against Newton in the 7th place game of the Hayes City Shootout. They beat Cimarron by 2 here, and then Lyons and Kingman, so they come in with 2 wins in a row. Out of the timeout, little 2-2-1-3 quarters court press for Hugoton. Gentry with it, trying to weave the way through it in the front court. The pass to Erica Felker. She'll drive a nice dish to Trout, who puts it up and it sneaks in for 2. She has 9. Assist Erica Felker, 28-21 with 6:13 to go here in the third. Great job by Scott City breaking the press. Tinoco now up top, driving right side. Here's Alfaro, cut off by Metzger. Nice give here, driving down to Tinoco. Bank shot is good, and she answers back with 2. 28-23 with 5:58 to go third quarter. So both teams have hit their last 2 field goals from the floor. Felker with it up top, gets a screen, goes to right, give and go again to Trout, poked away by Gaskell and a steal. 10 Scott City turnover. Hugoton with the ball down 5 with 5:45 to go in the third. Driving in at Tinoco, loses it, and Trout with a steal. Here comes Trout racing down the other way for double figures. She's got it. She looked like a point guard on that one with the steal and the finish. 30-23 with 5.5 to go third quarter. Scott City's led by as many as 8. They lead by 7 here with 5:25 here in the third. Tinoco with it up top to Gaskell. Gaskell holds it looking for a cutter. Put on the floor a couple of times. Now we'll go to a right, guarded by Felker. Pulls it back out here with 5:15 to go. Trying to go for a give and go to Tinoco. And ball's going to be thrown away right to Avery Lewis. Back-to-back Hugoton turnovers. Here's Lewis in the front court with it. With 5:06 to go third quarter. She uses up her dribble, now finds the safety valve and Mackenzie Metzger now to Kendall Gentry. Gentry goes to her right. Cut off at the foul line. Metzger holds it up. Now finds Gentry up top. Back to Avery Lewis right side. Entry feed into Trout. Catches it back. Here's Felker driving in, and she can't get the shot to go through contact, but she'll get 2 free throws here with 4:47 to go in the third quarter. The foul will be charged to Farrah Gaskell, the 5'8 freshman. Felker to the line, where she is 2 of 3 at the line tonight. Has 4 points. And make it 5. Matching the largest lead of Scott City at 8 with 4:47 to go third quarter, 31-23. Out is Ella Beasley, and back in is Abby Slocum. Felker's second charity shot coming, and it's good as well. She has 6. And it's a 9-point lead, 32-23, largest lead for the Lady Beavers as they apply man-to-man pressure in the backcourt. 4:40 to go. Slocum with it, drives the right sideline in front of it, Avery Lewis, and into the front court. Slocum still with the dribble here. Scott City's up by 9 here, 4.5 here in the third. Now with it, here's Alfaro trying to drive in, loses the dribble, and Avery Lewis, or correction, that's Felker with the steal. 12th turnover. Here's Avery Lewis in the front court right. Retracts it down, now finds Metzger right wing. As Hugoton goes back to man-to-man defense. Up top to Erica Felker. Holds it overhead, finds Trout. Now she'll drive right side, loses it momentarily. Nice feed to Felker. She'll drive in, a layup. Oh, they're going to call a charge on Felker. That'll be her second. Team's second of the third quarter with 4:11 to go third period. Slocum got there, and official said she was set and took the charge. As in is Kaylee Felker and Krista Irvin in for Kendall Gentry and Avery Lewis. 9-point Scott City lead. Hugoton ball, midway mark of the third quarter. Lady Beavers are the last 4 in the game. Haven't been able to try or pull away yet from this Lady Eagle squad. They've got a little confidence coming into tonight, winning the last 2. Driving in and through contact, Slocum, tough shot, no, and Megan Trout backside board for Scott City. Scott City has owned the glass here tonight. 3:45 to go third quarter. Here's Irvin, drives right side. She'll drive it underneath the basket. Wrap around to Metzger for a left wing 3. No. Rebound Trout will go up. Through contact, no. Rebound loose and get a push. And that'll be on Scott City. That'll be their third team foul of the quarter. So a couple missed opportunities for the Lady Beavers.
Foul called on 32 for Scott.
That'll be on Kaylee Felker, her first. Hugoton's been whistled for 1 foul in this third period. And 3:34 here in the third. Out is going to be Alfaro for Hugoton. I believe that is Arredondo back in for the Lady Eagles. Slocum to walk it across from left to right here in this third quarter. 9-point Scott City lead. Farrah Gaskell with it out high. Puts it on the floor. She uses the screen. Drives down the middle. Gets it stripped. Almost stolen away, and it is. Oh, but then tripped back and then back to Scott City. Late pass down the floor from Metzger. Here's Trout going up. She'll score it and 1. Trout with a baker's dozen. And it's an 11-point lead here with 3:08 to go third quarter. That foul on Abby Slocum, her second, off of Hugoton's 13th turnover of the night. 3:08 in the third, and Trout now with 13. She has 6 in this period, trying to double her point total from halftime. And she does just that and makes it a 12-point game. Another 7-0 Scott City run as we're at the 3-minute mark of the third quarter, 35-23. That exchanged hands a couple of times, then finally Scott City got it and had the run out. And stripped out there, and here's Felker with the steal from Irvin. Felker's going to take it away. Jump stop. Erica Felker off the glass. She has 8. 37-23 with 2:50 to go third quarter. And Scott City starting to pull away here as we head toward the later stages of this third stanza. With it is going to be Abby Slocum. Goes right with the dribble up top here with 2:38 to go in the third quarter. Spin move, goes to her right, kicks it out. Here's Tinoco. Lobs it left side to Gaskell. Gaskell will drive into the paint. Stripped by Metzger, and then she got pushed with no foul and kept alive by Hugoton in the hands of Abby Slocum. She'll drive right baseline, take it all the way. Her shot is too strong and a foul. And Mackenzie Metzger didn't like the call from the official. That's the fourth team foul on Scott City this third quarter, and that's on Metzger, her third. 2:22 to go third quarter. Slocum back to the line where she is 3 of 3 at the line tonight, has 10 of their 23 points. Hasn't scored yet in this third quarter. Free throw. Good. Breaks the 9-0 Scott City run, 37-24 with 2:22 to go third period as Cheyenne Kramer and Kendall Gentry re-enter. Exiting is going to be Megan Trout and Erica Felker. First time, I believe, Felker has exited tonight. That's Erica. She has 8 points, 4 in this quarter. 14 for Megan Trout to lead all scorers, and Slocum remains perfect at the line and makes it 37-25. 2:20 to go third quarter as Gentry runs the point here. Kramer, the lone senior in the lineup for Scott City. Gentry goes up, and they're going to say stripped out of her hands, going up with no foul. It'll still stay. Scott City down 12, or up 12, excuse me, 37-25. They'll inbound in the right corner to Kramer, now to Lewis for a three. No. Rebound now, going to get a push over the back on Krista Irvin. That'll be her first, and that'll send Hugoton to the line with 1:57 to go in the third quarter. Scott City has yet to hit a three here tonight. And we'll get Erica Felker and Megan Trout back in. Krista Irvin and Kaylee Felker exit. 15 foul, I believe it should be 13 that's shooting. That's not the right person that should be shooting. It should be Arredondo, I think. But they're going to send Slocum, who's their best free throw shooter, who is 5 of 5 at the line. The 1:57 to go third quarter. The free throw is good and makes it 37-26. I know that's not the right free throw shooter. I swore that was, I'd have to look back at the film, but I've been wrong before and I'm probably wrong again. Slocum hits them both, and it's 37-27. So she has last four here for Hugoton to pull them to within 10 with 1:55 to go here in the third. Felker to Megan Trout, then hands it back to Felker, who loses a bit. Now stolen away in another Scott City turnover, but then knocked out by the Lady Beavers, so not a good give and go. Hugoton is scrappy enough on defense that they'll give you fits, and they have a chance to get this back to within single digits. If you're Lady Beavers, you don't want to let up here in this late part of the third quarter. It's 37-27. With it is Slocum up top, goes left with the pass to Emily Tinoco. She'll get a screen and fire a three, and that's too strong. Rebound, Cheyenne Kramer for Scott City, as Kramer collects her third board unofficially tonight. Erica Felker will tee up a three off to the right. Scott City still has not hit a three as Slocum grabs her first rebound of the night. And back to Hugoton here with 1:15 to go third quarter. Driving in, right side is Slocum, no. Rebound, that was last touch. They'll say a break for the Lady Beavers. They'll say it was touched by Arredondo. And it'll belong to Scott City with 1:11 here in the third period. 10-point lead here for Scott City, 37-27. They've outscored Hugoton 18-9 in this third stanza. Gentry with the ball out high right wing, uses up her dribble, finds a cutting Trout who will go up, and she is hacked, and that's on Tinoco, her third. Just the third Hugoton foul this quarter with 59.6 to go.
Third personal, third team foul. Shooting for Scott City, number 41, Megan Trout.
Okay, I did get confirmation from my sources. It was Slocum that got fouled. So the free throw is good for Trout. Thank you, Lance. 37-28, 59.6 to go here in the third. And Gaskell exits. I got to have good sources in all the right places sometimes. Trout for 16th. That one crawls off, tipped around, and Scott City's going to track it down here. So they lead at 38-27. Kramer with that. And now right side, here's Erica Felker, her runner on the right side. No. Trout follow-up, no, and she's going to head back to the line for two. Trout with 6 rebounds and 15 points. And that's on Emily Tinoco, that is her fourth foul with 48.9 to go, and that's the final foul to give in the period for Hugoton. Trout with 14. And leaves that one short. Scott City now 4 of 6 in the at the line this quarter. 10 of 15 for the game as Tinoco sits down. Back in is Paola Hernandez. Trout trying to break this free throw drought in a row, and she's got 15. 39-27, 48.9 here in the third. So Scott City's back up by 12, and they get it inbounded into Abby Slocum. Scott City is led by as many as 14 at 37-23. 40 seconds to work third quarter. Slocum with it. Up top now to Daniela Faro. Faro will go left, and now up top to Slocum. Slocum with it, crosses over, dribble, spin, move, backing her way in, throws a tough runner and can't get it to crawl in. Cheyenne Kramer pulls down another board for Scott City. And on the other end, transition layup, no for Trout, and the rebound to Hugoton in the hands of Slocum. With 15 seconds to work third period, the Lady Eagles are going to go for the final shot, trailing by 12 here at 39-27. 8 seconds, 7 around the screen. Up top of the Slocum, goes to right, steps back now, spin move on Gentry, loses the dribble with 2 seconds, and she will step out of bounds, so 0.3 of a second, or dribble it out of bounds, and that'll be Hugoton's 16th turnover of the night here with 0.3 of a second to go, third quarter. So basically an inbound, and that'll be the end of your third quarter. As they'll hold it, and that's it. 39-27, the Lady Beavers have extended their lead to 12. As we head to the fourth quarter, back in a minute, this is Lady Beaver basketball. As we head to the fourth.
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services,
fmbscott.com, or come see us at First National Bank of Scott City, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
39-27, Hugoton with the ball. Scott City with the lead as we head to the fourth quarter. Back here in Hugoton. Adam Kadavy with you here on KSKL Scott City. Lady Beavers led by Megan Trout, just 2 points off her career high that she set on Saturday. She has 16. Erica Felker with 8. For Hugoton, Abby Slocum with 14 of their 27 points. She's a perfect 7 of 7 at the line. She has the ball right wing to begin the fourth quarter for Hugoton. Lady Eagles battling some foul trouble as well. Emily Tinoco on the bench of 4. Slocum drives in. It's going to be a foul on the floor as Slocum draws the foul, and Kendall Gentry just her first. 3 fouls from Mackenzie Metzger. That's really the only foul trouble for Scott City. Sadie Arredondo, Danielle Alfaro have 3 for Hugoton. Inbound in to Arredondo. They're working around up top to Hernandez and bounces over left side to Slocum. Slocum guarded by Gentry. The entry feed to the left block. Here's Beasley trying to go around Trout. Will throw it up. Can't get it, but a foul called on Scott City. And Beasley, who has 2 points coming in the first quarter, has 2 free throws coming up. Already 2 fouls here in the first 30 seconds of this fourth quarter on Scott City. And that'll be the first on Megan Trout. Hugoton tonight, 7 of 9. All 7 that makes from Slocum. Free throw is good. And line drive in, 39-28. 7:31 to go. Scott City's led by as many as 14. Hugoton has been consistent. They've scored 9 points each in the first 3 quarters. That second free throw short, but a rebound into the hands of Arredondo, and we get another foul on Scott City. That'll be on Erica Felker. That's her third with 7:28 to go. Already 3 fouls on Scott City in the first 32 seconds of the fourth quarter. That's something to watch here all of a sudden. They'll inbound it in, and then they're going to get a tie-up. Good job by Felker tying it up. maybe a little frustration in there as well. That'll belong to Scott City on the possession arrow. So Scott City finally has a crack at it in this fourth quarter. Hugoton will play at Ulysses on Friday, and then they have Holcomb next Tuesday and Hooker and Colby as well next week. Kendall Gentry with it. Lobs it to Kramer out high off the screen. Here's Felker. She'll drive the right baseline, and she's going to draw a holding foul on Ella Beasley. That's her second. And that's Hugoton's first foul of the fourth quarter with 7:10 to go.
Foul called on 23 for the Lady Eagles. Second
So every Lady Eagle except one that has played tonight has at least 2 fouls. They inbounded in underneath. Here's Trout. She has 2 free throws coming up, and that'll be the fourth on Arredondo with 7:06 to go. And so just like that, 2 quick fouls on Hugoton, and we have 5 fouls combined here. First free throw for Trout, and she's 1 off a career high. Scott City now 12 of 17. The line has extended their lead to 40-28. 7:06 to go. Lady Beavers won in this building last year, 45-42, and they have 41. And Trout with back-to-back 18-point games makes it 41-28. First minute of this fourth quarter. Only points for either side have come via the foul line. Slocum into the front court here with 6:55 to go. They only have 1 foul on the board, should be 2. And that ball deflected and kept up by Ella Beasley. 6:45 to go. They were late putting up the first foul on Beasley. Good tight defense by Trout, and that's a 5 count and a turnover. Good job by Trout, not only not fouling, but just standing the ground and playing as tight a defense as you can, and forces Hugoton into their 18th turnover of the night. Scott City can extend their 13-point lead. They've led by as many as 14. Nice give to Felker, but deflected, but get a push. And that might be it for Arredondo here with 6:31 to go.
Foul called on 13 for the Lady Eagles. Fourth personal, 13.
Okay. That should have been her 4th, but I guess whatever. Inbound to Kramer, no. Rebound, last touch by Hugoton. Or no, they'll say last touch by Scott City. Okay. Hugoton's ball. So I guess that was Arredondo's 4th foul. But how did they get... They must have had Beasley with 2 fouls in a row there. But anyway, let's get back to basketball here with 6:20 to go. With the left side is Alfaro. She'll drive in on Kramer, and Kramer is calling for the blocking foul, and that is her 3rd and the team's 4th. So Scott City 1 foul away from the penalty here with 6:17 to go. In is going to be Mackenzie Metzger for Kramer, as Hugoton will inbound it in with 6:17 to go. They get it into Alfaro. Alfaro guarded by Metzger. Driving to her left, cut off, goes to right, stops in the paint. Now right side, here's a 3 for Hernandez. No, rebound Megan Trout for Scott City. Needs maybe 3 more rebounds to secure a double-double. She has 18 points and now 7 rebounds unofficially. Nice cut for Gentry. Splits the defenders and gets the tough shot to go. Her 6th point. 43-28 with 5:53 to go. And the level of difficulty was pretty high on that one for Gentry. Threw some contact and didn't travel and got the basket to push Scott City up to the largest lead. Oh, Metzger almost reached in for the foul there, and then Hugoton's going to lose it out of bounds for their 19th of the night. With 5:38 to go. (43-28) your score. Scott City trying to expand on this lead. Gentry goes left side over to Avery Lewis, holds it with 5:28 to go. She's an alley, cut off quickly, then flips it to Felker and into Trout wide open, trying to go to her right, gets it stolen away. A lot of contact and a turnover. Scott City's 13th of the night. Here comes Hugoton with the ball, down by 15 with 5:14 to go at 48-33. Crossing in air, Slocum loses it, picks it back up, bounce pass, nice backdoor cut and a layup, left short. Last touch though by Trout, as Hernandez couldn't quite get that one to go. Is back going to be Krista Irvin and Kaylee Felker to replace Kendall Gentry and Megan Trout. 5:06 remaining in this one. Inbound in right side to Beasley. Here's a screen and here's a Slocum 3. No. Rebound. Scott City had it and lost it. Now loses it again. Now loose on the floor. And we're going to get another tie-up. It'll belong to Hugoton on the possession arrow. With 4:56 to go. Still Lady Eagle basketball. And they do kick it left corner here. With it is Alfaro. Faro with it up top. And spin move, almost a walk that time on Hugoton. Now Alfaro ball fake, drives to her left. Cut off by Irvin up top to Gaskell with 4:45 to go. There Gaskell now to Danielle Alfaro. Up top, Slocum turns down the three, drives left. Now here's Beasley as Hugoton is playing a weave up top, down 15 here. With 4.5 to go at 43-28. Left wing Slocum quickly guarded by Irvin. She wanted to take that three. Now Gaskell uses up her dribble. Now goes to Beasley. Back up top, driving left side. Here is Slocum. Good defense up top by Scott City, denying any drive-in attempts as Lady Beavers are in a zone. Skip it over to Gaskell. She'll drive in, takes it strong, throws one up, crawls off, rebound for Lady Beavers in the paint, and Metzger gets ripped away, and they're going to get a tie-up on that. It'll still be Scott City's basketball. Good patience on the defensive end by the Lady Beavers, and they get the rebound and the ball back as they're at the halfway mark of this fourth quarter. As Coach Gentry Slocum sends his two players in with 4 fouls to the scorer's table. Here's Avery Lewis driving left side. Now he's bounced pass to Kaylee Felker. Right side, Metzger will take the mid-range jumper and bury it. She has 4 points. That's 2 off her season high, 45-28 with 3:45 to go. Says Kaylee Felker on that one. Lady Beavers up by 17 as they have outscored Hugoton 6-1 here in this fourth quarter. Beasley with it, flips it behind her to Gaskell, who'll drive the left baseline. Scoop shot, can't get it to crawl in, tipped around. Last touch, though, by Beasley. And that'll belong to the Lady Beavers. Is back in to be Emily Tinoco, and Sadie Arredondo replace Barry Gaskell as well as Paola Hernandez. 3:25 left, 17-point Scott City lead, 45-28. Into Kaylee Felker from Erica. Avery Lewis left side. Erica up top goes right to, now backside. Here's Lewis, goes up, and she's fouled. She'll get 2 free throws, and that is it for Arredondo. She'll be disqualified with 5 points, 5 fouls, and 3:14 to go.
13, fifth personal.
With 3:14 to go, that's the 4th team foul of the quarter on Hugoton as well. So out will be Arredondo, who is in disbelief of the foul call. Avery Lewis to the line for 2 as Gaskell returns to the Hugoton Eagle lineup. Lewis first trip to the line has 4 points, make it 5. And she makes it 46-28 here with 3:14 to go. Only 1 point for Hugoton in this fourth quarter. In fact, they haven't had a field goal as that second free throw misses, tracked down in the corner by Alfaro. As Lewis now with 5 here with 3 minutes to go. Hugoton has not had a field goal. They've only had 1 field goal this entire second half. 8 of their 10 points have come at the line. 2:50 to go. I just realized that. They haven't had a field goal in over 10.5 minutes. Tight defense. That's a bump by Felker, and that's going to be her 4th foul with 2:46 to go. And that'll send Hugoton to the foul line. That's the 5th team foul. Farrah Gaskell with 2 free throws coming up. She has 2 points. Hugoton tonight, the line is 8 of 11 and 8 of 12. Correction, they have 2 field goals in this second half. .246 to go in this one. That one crawls off as well. 5 for the rebound. That'll be last touched by Hugoton. And it'll belong to Scott City as Hugoton now 1 of 4 at the line in the fourth quarter, 8 of 13 for the game. Metzger to inbound it in to Kendall Gentry with 2:40 to go in this one. Lady Beavers trying to go win number 7 on the year. That ball knocked out. Hugoton still fighting here. Despite being down 18 here. This is a tight game for a while. Hugoton led most of that first half. It was 24-18 at the break. Here's Chris Irvin driving in. Nice dish to Kaylee Felker. Goes to her left. Now left corner to Cheyenne Kramer. He'll launch a 3. A little strong on that one. Rebound, though, backside somehow to Mackenzie Metzger in the corner. And she hits the deck, and she'll lose it out of bounds, and Scott City will turn it over for the 14th time. Scott City still without a 3 here tonight. 2:23 to go. 46-28 your score. And left for the pass to Gaskell, guarded by Kendall Gentry. Gaskell looking to drive in, and now up top with it is Tinoco, and she travels with it up top. And the Eagles commit turnover number 20. .210 to go in this one. And Kaylee Felker holds it. Underneath, behind the defense, Irvin misses the shot from point blank, and the rebound to Tinoco as we're down to 2 minutes to go in this one. Right side here is Tinoco. She'll drive in. Emily almost walked with it, stripped out of there. Oh, and that was about as late a whistle as you can get. And that probably was a foul, to be honest. Like, it's gotten quiet in here, and you could kind of hear a slap that time. Shane Kramer, their fourth foul with 1:49 to go. Emily Tinoco with a 2-point basket in the third quarter for her lone points. She has 4 fouls. Scott City with Felker and Kramer have 4 fouls. That free throw rims in and out. Hugoton has not scored in 5.5 minutes, and in for the first time is Addison West. She's a freshman. And she will replace Danella Alfaro. Oh, that's going to be a lane violation on Hugoton. West made the mistake there, stepping the lane, trying to get a beat on the box out for the rebound. 46-28 still your score here. 1:45 to go. Gentry with it up top, left wing to Mackenzie Metzger, trying to direct traffic, finds Gentry. She'll drive right side in the corner. Kramer will launch a right baseline 3, no. Rebound to Metzger, ball deflected out of bounds. It'll still stay Lady Beaver ball with 92 seconds to go. And still Scott City without a 3. And they still put up 46 points, a little bit below their season average. Hugoton right around their season average, average 30 a game. Inbound in, deflected and stolen away. It's Scott City's 15th turnover of the night. Here comes Hugoton back the other way with 1:27 to go. Tinoco left side to Ella Beasley. Beasley will drive in, dish it right side over to Slocum. She'll pull up in the paint. Her jumper, no. Rebound, Chris Irvin, and she gets pushed, and that'll send her to the line. And that'll be a foul on Beasley, her third, with 1:17 to go. Oh, now that's her fourth, I guess. So that was the change in the fouls from earlier. That's where the confusion was. They had originally Arredondo with 4, they said, and then Beasley had 2, then 3, and then 4 now. Irvin tripped the line, switches home the first. Her first point of the night. She was 2 of 6 at Sterling last week, 47-28 with 1:17 to go. And it's a whole line change for everybody here. Hugoton brings in Abrielle Medina, 5'4" senior, in for the first time. So I believe Reagan Bettery, a 5'5" sophomore, in the second free throw for Irvin is perfect and makes it a 20-point game. So that'll bring in Katie Weathers, Valeria Castillo, Piper Fox, who's back in there. Good to see her. Cami Wenderlin and Peyton Gentry. So all 13 will enter the game for Scott City, who suited up here tonight. Final 70 seconds of this one. 20-point Lady Beaver lead at 48-28. Tinoco will try a guarded 3 off the heel. Rebound, Piper Fox comes in and collects her first board. Final minute of this one. Here is Peyton Gentry driving right side. Now to Katie Weathers, takes the 16-footer right side. Oh, that was pure. Her first point since La Junta, 50-28 with 50 seconds to go. The Lady Beavers on an 11-1 run in this fourth quarter. Slocum with it, stripped by Gentry up top. That's Peyton Gentry, almost a holding foul, 40 seconds to go. And now Slocum will take the deep 2, leaves it short. Rebound. It's going to be a tie-up, and it'll still stay on Hugoton's end with 34.5 seconds to go. Lady Eagles to trigger in underneath their own basket, down by 22. It's been an 11-0 Scott City run here. Hugoton had the first point of the fourth quarter. They'll inbound it in left corner. Slocum will try a left corner 3. No. Rebound loose. It's still trickles that high. And into the hands of Medina. Hugoton with another crack underneath the shot up, and that's in for Addison West. 50-30. Just their third field goal of the second half with 20 seconds to go. Breaks a 7-minute drought. Hugoton crowd excited about that one. And now with it is Fox and a whistle. They're going to call her for a walk. That'll be Scott City's 16th of the night with 12.9 to go. 50-30, Lady Beavers are going to win this one. They're going to go to 7-5 with Cimarron coming to town on Friday. Hugoton will see their 2-game win streak coming to an end, and they'll drop to 4-7 as with it is Slocum with 7 seconds. 6 ball deflected out by Valeria Castillo right into the Hugoton bench with 5.3 to go. Lady Beavers 7-5 on the year. With Cimarron coming to town, they'll have an opportunity to match their win total from last year on Friday night. 2 seconds, Slocum's jumper, high up the glass, no, and that's it. Lady Beavers pull away in the second half in this one. They hold Hugoton to just 12 second half points and win it 50-30 over Hugoton. Postgame show to begin in 3 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball. Postgame show to begin in 3 minutes.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
Scott City Eye Center has been a leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Scott City community since 1999. Our experienced eye doctors offer comprehensive vision examinations that our Scott City Optometry Office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of a wide array of eye diseases, conditions, and problems. We use advanced diagnostic technology, and we are committed to improving the quality of life. Give yourself the gift of clear vision by scheduling an appointment with Dr. Joshua Gooden, OD, today.
First National Bank of Scott City. One of the few places left that you could call today and speak with a person and be greeted at the door with a friendly face. Come see us at First National Bank, where you will feel at home. Let us help you with your banking needs, whether it be setting up a checking account, savings account, CD, or getting a loan for that new vehicle or home you have been dreaming about. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Lady Beavers took the lead for the first time with 5.5 to go first half at 13-12. And then they led after trailing 16-13, Lady Beavers to close out the half on an 11-2 run of the final 3 minutes to go up 24-18 the break. Scott City would also use a 9-0 run in the third quarter, expand their lead by 12 going in the fourth quarter, and used an 11-0 run. They would outscore Hugoton 11-3 in the final 8 minutes to win it tonight. 50-30 did the Lady Beavers. Scoring tonight for Scott City, Megan Trout ties a career high with 18. She has back-to-back games with 18 points. 9 tonight, or make that 8 tonight for Erica Felker. 6 for Kendall Gentry. 5 apiece for Avery Lewis and Cheyenne Kramer. 4 for Mackenzie Metzger. And 2 for Chris Irvin at the foul line. Katie Weathers with the last points of the game with a 2-point basket for Scott City. Lady Beavers were 16-22. One of the better nights at the line. And they committed 16 turnovers. They had 10 steals, 18 defensive rebounds, 10 offensive boards, 28 total rebounds. They rebounded Hugoton 28-14. They doubled them up. Scott City ended up with 12 fouls on the night. Hugoton had 20 fouls. Hugoton was led by Abby Slocum. She had 14 points. She was 7 of 7 from the line, hit the game's only three-pointer. After that, 5 for Sadie Arredondo. And then you had 3 for Ella Beasley, Emily Tinoco, Farrah Gaskell, Daniela Alfaro, and Addison West, all with 2 points for Hugoton, who ended up 8 of 14 from the line. 20 turnovers for them. They did have 8 steals and 20 fouls, and they had a total of 14 rebounds. So Scott City comes out of here with victors by 20 at 50-30. We'll come back in a minute. We'll come back with the boys pregame show and comments from head coach Brian Gentry. Once again, back in a minute. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
We believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
Welcome back here to Hugoton. I'm Adam Kadavy on Mix 94.5. Your pregame interview brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services with you and Berta Benz in Scott City and Leota. I'm joined here with Coach Brian Gentry in the pregame, and thanks again for joining me here this evening. And kind of a tough loss for you guys in that third place game against Southeast Islane on Saturday afternoon, 49-47. Just couldn't get a good flow in that game. Looking back, what was your kind of initial reaction to that 2-point loss?
Well, there was quite a bit of disappointment just because I didn't think Friday night's game was going to have quite a lasting effect that it did, and after watching it again, it was kind of obvious that we weren't really mentally into it. We were late on defensive rotations. Offensively, we didn't really flow. So a lot of little things, and physically, I think we were fine, but I think mentally, more than anything, we were just still kind of caught up in the previous game. You know, for high school kids, it's kind of hard to turn the page on something that you're that close to getting. So I think it just stayed with them a little bit longer. Now you just learn from it and move on. You know, if you're ever in a situation like that, like how do you respond? And you know, these are good learning experiences for our guys. And you know, that's why you go to these mid-season tournaments. You know, and you get a kind of a sub-state kind of atmosphere and a feel to it. And looking back on it, there was a lot of positives to take away. You know, we played really well Thursday and Friday, just not enough on Friday and Saturday. Those things happen. So our guys are going to turn the page on it. You know, and now we're right back up with Hugoton again at their place. So we got to really be locked in and dialed in defensively like we were last week. Limit the turnovers.
You look at a player like Jack Jackson Rumford there, who had all 18-year points in the second half. So really didn't. He knew he was going to be all-tournament team there, but pretty cool honor to be named the tournament's inspirational player.
Yeah, and very well deserved and well earned. He had a great 3 games. He affects the game in so many different ways, whether that be defensively, offensively, getting assists, rebounds, steals, scoring, whatever it may be. And he's a very intelligent player, so very proud of him and his work ethic and the honors that came with it.
Once again, Coach Brian Gentry here pregame. Scott City and Hugoton battling for the second time in 4 days here, and you take a look at this team. They lost a heartbreaker as well at the last second, literally, of the ball game on a free throw. Tough ending there for them on Saturday against Sterling. But Hugoton, you guys saw them 96 hours ago, so the game still has to be pretty fresh in your guys' mind.
Yeah, I don't know that either one of us are going to come out with some groundbreaking new scheme. The big question to me is how it's going to be officiated, because of the physicality of the game on Friday. That's really fresh in these guys' minds too. They already both know kind of what to expect based off of that last game, and now if it starts to get changed, that could lead to a team getting early foul trouble. How do we respond to it? If that's us, we've got to be able to respond to it. We've got to be able to play clean defense if that's the way that the whistle's going, because it was Friday may have been one of the most physical game that I've been a part of as far as coaching. It could be whichever team can adjust the quickest to what's going on, and we're going to have to do a good job. Being at home for them, they shoot the ball better at home. We can't allow them to get hot early, because if they do, it's a whole new ball game, because their confidence soars. We've got to do a good job defensively and
should be a fun one here tonight. Here, Scott City and Hugoton round 2 this year. Coach Brian Gentry here in the pregame, and thanks again for the time and good luck to you guys.
All right, thanks, Adam.
That was Scott.
All right, once again, we heard from Coach Brian Gentry there. We're going to keep it right here for the time being and talk with Coach Amy Felker. Lady Beavers winning her tonight 50-30. And Coach, congratulations on the win here. And it didn't look pretty to begin, and maybe a little hangover from Saturday and whatnot, but that's going to happen. And you guys kind of stayed the course and pulled it away by 20.
After you play 3 strong games and you only really have 1 day of rest, and then you have practice and you're ready to go again on Tuesday, your legs are just a little shot. We had a long bus ride sitting around all day. But the girls played through the first quarter, and we got everything going again, and they finished strong. I'm super happy that they came together and got their defense going and made some key plays late.
Yeah, it was really your defense that really stood out pretty well, only allowing 3 field goals the whole second half, and the third one came right at the end of the ball game. And but it was boards that you guys were just dominating all night.
The first quarter we just weren't helping very good, and they were getting some easy shots. Second half we really talked about helping and making sure they weren't getting open shots, and they did a great job of adjusting and getting the plays covered when we needed to. Everybody just stepped up their defense, and that created a lot of offense. And when we rebound strong, we can get a quick out and we're going. So all that played a lot of favor in how our momentum changed in that second half.
And I thought getting multiple players to score at certain times there that maybe weren't scoring a lot all year, I thought that opened up some things for a lot of your key players, like Megan, who ended up with 18 points there, and Erica with 8, and Kendall had a tough layup there for her 6 point. But getting a lot of players active, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of your main players that you have check in score, that's big.
It is. These goals are all about, getting the ball to the open person, and it doesn't matter who it is at this time. Hugoton fouled a lot in the inside, and that really opened up Megan on the inside, and our girls did a great job of feeding her the ball and getting her the ball when she needed it. So, it was a great team effort. Everybody was involved and did something, and, I couldn't ask for more from them.
This is a big win for you guys in so many ways, just to come back after a tournament and put together back-to-back pretty good defensive performances.
It was, we wanted to make sure we knew that what we did in Sterling we're going to bring back to Western Kansas. And, coming here, it's always hard to play against Hugoton. It's a long bus trip. But, And it's a conference game, so it was a great win for us, and it's a good confidence builder, and we just got to keep moving and keep getting better every game.
Well, you get to play at home on Friday. I know it's kind of a foreign place as a way to, it'll be 6 weeks, 42 days between home games, but you get round 2 with Cimarron for your first league game of the year.
That's a long time between 2 home games, but you know, we're ready to get back to Scott City. We're ready to put our team back on the court, and it'll be fun, and it'll be good atmosphere, and we're ready to take on Cimarron.
All right, Coach Amy Felker joining me here post-game. Coach, thanks again for the time, and we'll get to talk to you a couple more times here this week.
All right, thanks, Adam.
All right, once again, comments from Coach Amy Felker. Lady Beavers winning one on the road here. By the count, up 50-30. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll break down our boys' game here in a moment. Back in 2 minutes. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
We believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas. We believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services. We believe in rolling up our sleeves and working side by side with local organizations. Whether you're sharing cherished moments, staying updated on trends, or exploring your surroundings, we're there to keep you connected. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
Tonight, these teams coming off losses on Saturday in that Sterling tournament. The Beavers losing to Southeast Saline 49-47. And
we believe investing in our community is how we make a lasting impact. It's about more than just providing wireless services.
53-52. So, Lady Beaver, or the Beaver boys, here trying to snap a losing streak here in this building. They've lost 6 in a row, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, lost 6 in a row. The last win came in overtime. That was Coach Gentry's first year in 2017, 61-60. And just 96 hours ago, these teams played to a double overtime affair, which Hugoton won 43-40. The Beavers trying to kind of right some wrongs here after they've stumbled here as a bit, losing 4 of the last 5. But what a tough schedule here in front of them here for Scott City. And we're just... as the Beavers with a pretty loaded schedule coming up. Cimarron, who won one of their games last week, will come in on Friday, and then you get Hayes and Ulysses on the road, and Ulysses is they're a scary enough team. The record's not the prettiest. I think they're 4-8 coming into tonight, but that's a team that can beat anybody. They have beaten Holcomb earlier this year. And then you get Lakin, Holcomb, Colby, Hugoton, and Goodland to wrap up the regular season. Right now, the Beaver boys sitting in the number 10 spot in the 4A West standings, which means they would be on the road first round of sub-state play. You want to get at least top 8 to host a first-round sub-state game. And hopefully things can get going here and the Beavers can steal some back here. But they'll have to do it working inside and working out here. It'll be interesting to see how the teams battle defensively here tonight, if they'll let them play or if they'll call it tight. If the girls' game was any indication, I think we may see a lot of free throws here tonight. We'll see. We'll see how they call it. But they were consistent for the most part on the girls' game as well. But the Eagles this year, led by Deshaun Lewis with 13.5 points a game. He, Isaac Martin, and Emma Gaskell were named to the All-Tournament team for Hugoton at Sterling. Scott City's Jackson Rumford was named to the All-Tournament team, but he also was named the tournament's outstanding or most inspirational player of the tournament. And that was a great honor for him. And so we'll see how this one goes here tonight. Scott City averaging 51 points a game. Hugoton at 71, but they haven't hit that 70-point mark since pre-Christmas. And Scott City's looking to hoping to continue that trend here tonight. As they're moments away from the introduction of the starters as well. And we'll get keys to the game and the tip-off here as well. We'll be a little bit here. As
at this time,
we will go ahead and take a timeout. Let's take a 2-minute break and come back with your starters, keys to the game, and the tip. Back in 2 minutes. This is Beaver basketball. Let's take a 2-minute break and come back with your.
If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out J&R Car and Truck Center of Scott City. J&R Car and Truck has a fully trained service and parts staff for repairs on most makes and models of vehicles. Locally owned and operated, J&R Car and Truck Center provides new and used vehicles. Stop on in and check out jrcarandtruck.com for your next vehicle. J&R Car and Truck Center, your Chevrolet and GMC dealership in Scott City.
There's nothing more spacious than Western Kansas, and nobody closer than our communities. We are determined to keep our communities connected to schools, kids to teachers and parents. We believe a connected world is a better place. We're more than what we do for our hometowns. It's what we do with our hometowns. S&T is proud to be your family, your friends, your neighbor.
BBN is brought to you by American Implement, All-in-One Wash, B&H Paving, Fairley Company, Faroe Heating and Cooling, First National Bank, Great Western Tire, Harris Chiropractic.
Coming in contact with those lines could result in a tragedy. For more safety information, visit weci.net and click on the Safety tab. An important safety message brought to you by Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life. Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Starting lineups here tonight presented by Security State Bank in Scott City and Leota. Free bill pay and online banking, safe, secure, and easy to use. Member FDIC. For Scott City, coached by Brian Gentry in his 7th season, assisted by Joey Meyer and Drew Kite. And once again without Dylan Duff for a 2nd straight game. Eloy Ruelas, a 5'10 junior, averaging 6.9 points and 3 boards a game. Steckline, a 6'6 senior, 10.9 points and nearly 5 rebounds a game. Alex Tarango, the 5'10 junior, 7.7 points and 2.3 rebounds. Avery Nola, 6'3 senior, 5 points and 5.2 rebounds a game. And Jackson Rumford, the 6'5 junior, 17.7 points and 7 boards a game. Eloy Ruelas, Sage Steckline, Avery Nola, Alex Tarango, and Jackson Rumford, the starting 5 for the Beavers. For the Hugoton Eagles, coached by Trey O'Neill in his 3rd season, he is 50-9. Assisted by C.J. Corbin Tipoff, the previous head coach here at Hugoton before Trey took over, and then also Heber Jimenez. It'll be Deshaun Lewis, a 5'10 senior, 13.5 points a game. Jay Acosta, a 6'1 junior, 9.5 points per contest. Isaac Martin, a 6'3 senior, 8.7 points per game. Emmett Gaskell, the 6'3 senior, 10.2 points a game. And Isaiah Harris, a 6'5 senior, just under 10 a game. Deshaun Lewis, Jay Acosta, Isaac Martin, Emmett Gaskell, and Isaiah Harris. Onward to our keys of the game. Presented by State Farm agent Michael Trout, with a good proven winner when it comes to insurance. They score big with their policyholders. Keys tonight here for Scott City. I think you have to work the ball around a little bit better, side to side, work for that open shot, work it in and kick it out as well. Second key for Scott City, just got to limit the turnovers. They had 27 turnovers against Hugoton on Friday, and some of those at the end of each order ended up adding up and maybe cost Scott City that game in double overtime. And those are your keys to the game. Scott City will be on the road. Columbia blue tops with the white numbers and letters and dark blue trim. Hugoton in their home white uniforms with the blue numbers and letters and red trim. It'll be Isaiah Harris, Jackson Rumford to tip center, and they got a good practice jump, both of them. The official blows the whistle for a second time, and oh, it's just like a hockey face-off. This one tipped, and Scott City wins this one this time. We're underway. Oh, the anticipation of the tip. Man-to-man defense for Hugoton. They almost force the turnovers. That time Isaac Martin had knocked it out and stays with Scott City 9 seconds in. What really hurt Scott City as well, they did have a lot of turnovers on Saturday, around 15, but they weren't very strong with possession of the basketball. As Hugoton plays a tight man-to-man, Rumford up top left side. It goes over to Tarango, Eloy Ruelas. Ruelas looking to drive in, loses the dribble momentarily, flips it to Avery Knoll. He'll take it strong to the right side, up top to Sage Steckline. Holds it, now he'll drive in, and he'll just take the shot, and he will miss it halfway in and out. Isaiah Harris clears the board for Hugoton on their first possession now. A good look for Steckline with 7:20 to go first quarter. Gaskell left corner deflected out that time by Eloy Ruelas. He's really stepped up his game. He played some pretty good minutes last week for Scott City in that Sterling Invitational. Up top with it, Deshaun Lewis. Lewis, right side out high to Isaac Martin. Now goes up top to Emmett Gaskell. Gaskell with it is Acosta. And now back up top to Lewis to Gaskell. First minute of the game, no score. Hugoton student section getting into it here early on. With it, Martin guarded by Rumford. Up top to Gaskell. He'll drive in. He'll go downhill. His scoop shot good. Emmett Gaskell took over that second overtime for Hugoton against Scott City. He had 6 points there, and he has the first two of this game, 2-0 with 6:40 to go first quarter. Scott City with their second possession of the game. Up top with it. Here's Sage Steckline. Pivots, uses up his dribble, almost walked with it. Back up top to Ruelas. It was 90 seconds into the game. Ruelas guarded by Deshaun Lewis. Needs help. Here's he has the dribble out high, and now to Avery Knoll. Knoll finds Steckline. Up top to Tarango. Back to Steckline, back to Tarango. Hands it off to Knoll. Now up top it goes to Steckline with 6:10 to go. Right side here is Tarango, drives in, jump stop, gets it stripped, gets it poked away by Deshaun Lewis. It'll still stay Beaver ball with 6:04 here in the first. 2-0 lead for Hugoton. Scott City with the ball. They've taken a lot of time on their possessions. Up top here with it, and now here's Knoll, left side to Tarango. He'll try a three. He'll bury a three as he splashes his 12th of the year home. 3-2, 5:47 to go in the opening quarter. Tarango hits a three up top, and the Beaver boys with an early 3-2 lead. Gaskell drives downhill, throws up a wild shot, and Jackson Rumford clears the backside board for Scott City. Up by 1 with the ball. 5.5 to go first quarter. Rumford up top goes right side to Avery Knoll. Now here's to Tarango out high. Gets the screen, goes to his right, pulls back. Will stop and go. Jump stop and flips it, and they're going to call him for a walk. Turnover number 1 on Scott City. And the Captain Obvious thing, you can't do that from the crowd. Every student section has it. It's really kind of my little get off your lawn opinion. It's kind of a stupid chant, and it's obvious. 5:15 to go first quarter. Up top with it is Isaiah Harris. Harris will drive left side. I know Scott City's student section does it too. But anyways, moving on here. 5 minutes to go, driving in. Martin pivots in the paint. A little hook shot, halfway in and out. Rebound, fought for, and it's going to be Chirango and Isaac Martin tied up. It'll still stay Hugoton's possession here with 4:55 here in the opening frame. 1 point, Scott City lead. Hugoton ball, 3-2. It bounds left side. And now to Deshaun Lewis. He'll drive in. His layup is good. This team loves to go downhill, and if Lewis can get going, that could be trouble. 4-3 Eagles with 4:42 to go here in the first. Already 2 lead changes in the first 3+ minutes of this game. Steckline with it up top. Up top, Ruelas now to Rumford. Inside the lane. Back up top to Ruelas here at 4:25 to work first quarter. Out high to Alex Chirango, trying to clear out, guarded by Lewis. He'll put it on the floor, gets it stripped and stolen away. Back-to-back Scott City turnovers. And all the way, and a scoop left-handed layup is good for Costa. And it's 6-3 with 4:13 to go first quarter. And that was good help defense by Hugoton as they have scored the last 4 of this game. And Scott City has back-to-back turnovers, and there's that turnover bug coming back to bite the Beavers here at the midway mark of this first quarter. With it now, Chirango up top to Rumford. Goes left of the pass to Avery Knoll. Knoll with it, trying to give and go to Rumford, and Scott City with their 3rd consecutive turnover. Trying to force it a little much there, and now driving in is Lewis. The Scott City player hit the deck. Right side here to Gaskell. Driving in on Steckline, backing his way in. Shot blocked, though. They're going to call a hack and 2 free throws. And that'll be a foul on Steckline as first, and sends Gaskell to the line.
First team foul at the line for Hugoton.
Time Steckline kind of went down instead of staying straight up, and that's probably more the main reason why he got the foul call. The foul on the free throw for Gaskell is good, and it's 7-3 with 3:39 to go here in the first quarter. In is Brooks Bailey for the first time. The 5'10 junior checks in for Alex Chirango. Second free throw coming up for the 6'3 senior is rimming off, and the rebound to Sage Steckline, who has his first board of the night. Beavers down 4, 5-0 Hugoton run. 3.5 to go first quarter at 7-3. Steckline right side to Bailey. He'll launch a right wing 3. Off the heel and the backside board to Emma Gaskell for Hugoton. Here come the Eagles soaring down the court, up by 4, 3:20 to go. Gaskell now left corner 3. Good. Jay Acosta with 5 points. It's 10-3 with 3:16 to go here in the opening quarter. And Hugoton with their first 3 of the night. 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Ruelas left baseline for an answer back triple. Yes! And Ruelas with his 3, his 14th of the year, and timeout on the floor here with 3:02 to go first quarter. And a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Brian Gentry, and Scott City with 3:02 to go. We'll keep it right here. Basketball presented here by Precision Ag and Seed, Our Brothers Auto Body Mechanic, also Richards Financial Services, Red and Pink Green Agency, Scott City Eye Center, Scott City Pharmacy Giftologist, and Scott Community Foundation. I want to thank once again J&R Car and Truck Center for providing transportation to Hugoton tonight. You can view their new and pre-owned inventory in their lot at J&R Car and Truck Center, West 5th Street, Scott City, online at jrcarandtruck.com. Scott City, 2 of their first 4 from the floor, all on 3s. They've only attempted 1 2-point basket here in this first quarter. Hugoton has hit 4 of their first 5. Make that 4 of their first 6 and 1 of 2 at the line. They lead at 10-6 with exactly 3 minutes to go first quarter. Out of the 32nd Scott City timeout, Hugoton with the ball with Emma Gaskell. And now Lewis will launch a deep 3. He's got it. And now Hugoton is 2 of 2 from downtown. They lead it by 7 again with 2:45 to go here in the first quarter. With it now, Bailey up top. It goes left side. Here's Avery Knoll with it, looking to drive in. Flips it behind to Lewis. Or to Rumford, excuse me. And now left side with it. Here's Ruelas back to Steckline. Steckline up top, Rumford. Pump fakes on the 3. Pump fakes on the deep 2, and then gives it to Steckline to Rumford toward the left block. Trying to back his way in. He gets pushed off the block, and that'll be a foul on Isaiah Harris. That is his first team foul on Hugoton here with 2:21 here in the first. Griffin Hager is in for Hugoton, a 5'9 senior. I believe he checked in that timeout. Is out to be Harris, and back in is Isaac Martin for the Eagles. Inbound into Steckline. Up top it goes to Brooks Bailey. Now Avery Knoll with it with 2:15 to go. Noel looking to go left. He flips it over to Steckline. Steckline stops at the right elbow, needs help. Needs to throw it up top, and he does to avoid the 5 count. Gets it to Ruelas, trying to penetrate. Back up top to Brooks Bailey with 2 minutes. He'll drive to the right lane and cut off, and then we're going to get out to Ruelas. He'll try a deep 3. He gets hit. Rebound loose, and then stolen by Steckline, and they're going to call him for a walk. And so things getting a little sloppy here, and Scott City with their 3rd turnover. After Hugoton had committed their first. Coy Vance in for the first time for Scott City. Also Camden Volgamore in there as well. Beavers going 3 deep off their bench so far. And now with it is Deshaun Lewis here. He'll drive underneath and he'll score it. He has 7. 15-6 with 1:30 to go first quarter. And Hugoton up by 9, and that was way too easy for Lewis, who's already 3 of 3 from the floor and has 7 points in this first period. Up top to Brooks Bailey. Left side he goes over to Eloy Ruelas. Ruelas now up top to Coy Vance. Right side to Brooks Bailey with 1:13 to work. Bailey uses up his dribble. Needs help, finds a cutting Jackson Rumford right side, pivots, goes up and can't get the shot to go, and Isaac Martin with his 3rd board of the first quarter. That was Rumford's first shot attempt. Under a minute to go, and Lewis misses a layup, and the rebound fought for, and they're going to get a tie-up. It'll still be Hugoton basketball.
Foul called on Scott City.
What? They got a foul on Eloy Ruelas instead, excuse me. Boy, I thought that was a tie-up, but they call it a pushing foul on Ruelas, his first, team 2nd. 56.9 to go, as physical as it's been at times. Surprised they called that a foul, and more than likely it was probably a foul, but nonetheless. 50 seconds here in the first, 15-6, Hugoton with a 9-point lead in the ball. Up top, it goes to Deshaun Lewis, left side to Jay Acosta. And now to Isaac Martin at the foul line. Spin move in the paint, guarded by Rumford. Out high goes to Acosta with 30 seconds to go. 9-point Hugoton lead with the ball, 15-6. They're on a 13-3 run over the last 4 minutes, and they're just going to take the air out of the ball here with 20 seconds to work first quarter. Bounce pass underneath to Martin. They'll work it up top to Lewis. Looking to penetrate. 17 seconds to go first quarter. Down to 10, 9, 8, 7. Here's Lewis with it, gets a screen, goes to his right, steps back, 4 seconds, 3. Now Gaskell, and then a foul on Ruelas, and that's his 2nd. Big foul on Scott City with 1.6, sends Lewis to the line, and 2 free throws coming up here.
Number 3, 2nd personal, 3rd team foul.
And
Shooting for Hugoton.
Trango is going to check in for Ruelas. Deshaun Lewis already has 7 first quarter points. Only 3 Eagles have scored here in this first quarter. Lewis's first is off the heel. And we're going to get a substitution from Coach Trey O'Neill as well. I believe if Lewis hits this free throw with 1.6 to go in the period. And he missed both rebound. Rumford, he'll try a 3/4 or full court heave. It'll be well short. They waved it off anyway, but that's in your first quarter. Scott City only 2 field goals in this first quarter on threes, and they trail by 9 going to the second. Back in a minute. This is Scott City basketball. The second.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you. And may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
BBN is brought to you by HRC Feed Yards, J&R, Next Tech Wireless, Red Barn Enterprises, S&T Communications, Scott County Hospital, Scott Co-op, Security State Bank, Turner Sheet Metal,
For Agriculture, Western Agricultural Insurance Company, and Equal Opportunity Provider.
Scott Scott City did not go to the foul line. They were 2 of 6 from the floor in the first quarter, had 3 turnovers. Hugoton hit 6 field goals in that first quarter, including 3 threes, or make that 2 threes. And they lead at 15-6. It'll be Scott City ball to begin the second quarter. Hugoton was 3 of 2 of 2 on 3, excuse me. And they were 6 of 9 in that first quarter. Whistle going up, and missing it is going to be Rumford, but a foul. That'll be on Alexis Menez's first. That'll be his first. Just the second foul of the ball game for Hugoton, the first of the quarter. Rumford, who went scoreless in that first quarter at the line and hits the free throw. 15-7 with 7:48 to go first half. Rumford on the year 64% line. The Beavers as a team 61. That kind of went southward. Kind of like I mentioned about the girls in the Sterling Invitational. The boys kind of went south as well in free throw shooting. 15-8 after Rumford hits them both. And it was multiple teams that really struggled shooting the free throws at that Sterling Invitational. Now Gaskell drives in. Nice dish to Martin. And a quick answer back. 17-8 with 7:38 to go first half. And Martin with his first basket. He's the 4th Eagle here in the first half to score. Eloy Ruelas and Alex Tarango each with 3 points on first quarter threes for Scott City. Steckline up top, turns down the 3, looking to drive in, gets cut off, and then gets poked away by, they're going to get a hack on Griffin Hager, and that'll be his first and the team's second of the quarter with 7:20 to go first half. So they've already got 2 fouls here in the first 40 seconds of the second period. Brooks Bailey the inbound, and it does so to Rumford. Holds it, faces up Martin, wanting to drive but could not. And now high it goes to Avery Knoll and now to Brooks Bailey. Bailey getting a lot of extended time, and then Martin will strip Bailey. Turnover number 4 on Scott City. Martin will flip one up and he can't get it to go. Tipped around in the hands of Avery Knoll for Scott City. Beavers been out rebounded 7 of 3 in this first half. They dominated the glass against Hugoton on Friday. That's been a little different. Here's Tarango driving strong to the rack, and he'll get the runner to go. He has 5. 17-10 with 6:47 to go first half. That'll break a 4-minute drought from the field for Scott City as they have their 4th point of the quarter, but trail by 7. Martin with it up top. Driving in, here's Miguel Hernandez, who's also in, a 5'10 sophomore. And left side, Isaac Martin 0 for 2. Rebound, into the hands of Rumford eventually off the tip of Tarango. So Scott City with a chance to cut in this deficit here with 6:20 to go second quarter. Down 17-10. Rumford goes right side to Brooks Bailey. Eloy Ruelas on the bench with 2 fouls. Here's Alex Tarango wanted to pull up. Tried to get it in Rumford and force it. And that'll be 5th turnover on Scott City. In transition, but on the other end of travel on Hernandez. And Hugoton commits turnover number 2 as Vance will check in. He'll replace Brooks Bailey. Deshaun Lewis and Isaiah Harris return to the Hugoton lineup as they'll sub in for Griffin Hager and Emma Gaskell. 6:08 here in the half. 17-10. Hugoton with the lead. Scott City with the ball, and the Beavers have not been able to score in back-to-back possessions here in this first half, string together a little mini run. Steckline trying to clear things out. Now up top it goes to Alex Tarango. Tarango stop and go, pulls up now to back to Steckline. Rumford right wing extended, guarded by Harris. Now Avery Knoll right corner. Knoll back to Steckline, takes a 16-footer, too strong. The rebound to Deshaun Lewis for Hugoton. Steckline had a good look there, just couldn't finish it. Here's Martin with it. 5:35 to go first half. Lewis steps back, fires a triple, and buries it. He has 10.5, and it's 20-10. Another 30-second timeout for Coach Brian Gentry. At 5:29 to go here in the first half, and Scott City with their largest deficit here now, down 20-10. Basketball here presented by Scott County Title and Abstract and Title Company, Sky Cooperative Association, Sky County Hospital, Sky County Records, Sky Pro Security State Bank, Sharp Shooting Supply, Specialty Risk Insurance Agency, Spencer Pest Control, State Farm Insurance, Stevens Veterinary Services, Original Grande, Trophy Wine and Spirits. Hugoton continues their hot shooting at now 8 of 12 for the game. They're 3 of 3 on threes. And Lewis with 10 of their 20 points here with 5:29 to go first half. Scott City led by Alex Tarango. He has half of Scott City's points, 5 of their 10. Only 3 Beavers have scored, 4 Eagles have scored here in this half. Steckline with it up top. Out of the Scott City 30-second break, 5:22 to go first half. No, nice cut for Steckline, but a low pass. He gets it stripped in and keeps it alive. And that bullet pass to Tarango in the paint. His jumper will crawl in. He has 7.5. And a nice shot for Tarango. He has both field goals for the Beavers, 20-12 here as we approach 5 minutes to go before halftime. Up top it goes to Isaac Martin. Left with the pass to Miguel Hernandez. Now to Isaiah Harris. Entry feed deflected and stolen away. Hugoton's third turnover. Rumford with a good defense by Steckline, who got his paw on the passing underneath the Vance. He'll put it up high off the glass, and he's got it. His first basket, and it's a 6-point game at 4:47 to go first half at 20-14. So good job by Sky City turning a turnover into a couple of points, and they're back to within 6. Up top as Isaiah Harris goes left side. Back in for the first time is Gavin Salazar, a 5'6" sophomore. Did not play against Scott City on Friday, and he's open for a left wing three. And Hugoton now 4 on threes. It's 23-14 with 4:24 to go first half. Coach Trey O'Neill told me on Saturday he was cleared to play. And on Friday, and Salazar with that three. That foul on Isaac Martin is first. Third team foul with 4:17 to go first half. Salazar's a sophomore. 4:15 to work first half. Steckline with it up top. Beavers down 9 with the ball, 23-14. They led early 3-2. And now here's Sage Steckline trying to drive left baseline. He's cut off, looking for a cutter. Have to throw it up top to Knoll. He'll drive in, and that'll be a whistle, a blocking foul, and I believe that'll be 2 free throws for Avery Knoll. Good, strong move by Avery. Well, 4:01 to go first half. That'll be on Deshaun Lewis his first. And that'll be their final foul to give of the quarter.
Shooting for Scott City, number 10, Avery Knoll.
Avery Knoll to the line. He is just 4 of 11 on the year at the line. Scott City is 2 of 2 here tonight. Hugoton is just 1 of 4 here in this half. Knoll's free throw. That one rims in and out. He'll get another one as we're at the midway mark of this second quarter. It's a 23-14 Hugoton Eagle lead. They're now ranked number 4 in Class 3A. They've won 11 in a row in this building, and that one's short. But Rumford with the backside board over Isaiah Harris. He'll flip it back up to Tarango up top, and Scott City will reset. Rumford with 3 rebounds, and now with his first field goal as it bounces in. He has his 4th point, 23-16 with 3:45 to go first half. Scott City off the missed free throws, gets the offensive board and the second chance points. Lewis with it will go up top to Isaac Martin. They'll swing it around right wing over to Miguel Hernandez. A whistle and a push away from the ball. That'll be on Scott City's Jackson Rumford. His first, Scott City's first foul of the quarter. With 3:32 to go first half. So Eloy Ruelas checking in with 2 fouls as Coach Brian Gentry rolls the dice there and makes sure Ruelas does not pick up a 3rd foul here in this period. They get him in for Alex Tarango. At 3:32 to go second quarter. Miguel Hernandez triggered in underneath the Eagle bench. Ball swatted out of there by Coy Vance. Good defensive inbound, or defense off the inbound. He was like he was playing volleyball and had the block down and had the roof. 3:32 to go off the screen to Sean Lewis. Quickly guarded by Eloy Ruelas. Gets the screen, goes to the left of the screen, pulls up for the jumper, knocks it down with some contact. His 12 points, 25-16 with 3:22 to go first half. He is now 5 of 6 from the floor in this first half is Lewis. He's really had a big first half. With it is Eloy Ruelas trying to drive left baseline, and he draws the contact on Gavin Salazar. That's his first. That'll send Ruelas to the line as Hugoton's now in the penalty with 3:12 to go in the second quarter. Big story in this second quarter. Sky City's gotten a little bit more aggressive of attacking Hugoton, and that's how they've earned themselves a trip to the foul line. Ruelas 68% at the year. At the line this year, knocks down his first. He has 4, 25-17. Emmett Gaskell in to replace Gavin Salazar. Second charity toss coming up. He gets that one to sneak in his 5th point. 25-18, 3:12 to go first half. So some balance in the Sky City scoring, but just not enough of it yet. A 3:05 here in the first half. Hernandez. Now Harris. Here's Gaskell. He's going to drive downhill. Stuffed by Rumford. And okay, I was going to say that was a late call, but probably the right call of traveling there with 3 minutes to go first half. Coach O'Neill didn't like it, but I think it kind of looked like from our viewpoint that it was, and officials say so as well. Camden Vogelmore in for Coy Vance. And 3 minutes to go first half. 25-18. Hugoton has led by as many as 10 in this first half. It's right now a 7-point lead. As they'll apply some full court pressure inbound into Eloy Ruelas. They'll kind of back off the inbounds, as Ruelas will need to try to get it across the 10-second line to avoid the violation. He does so. He'll go to his left here with 2:48 to go first half. Ruelas still with a dribble. Goes to his left. Now needs help. Finds Noel up top. He'll try a three. Oh, that was off to the left. And the rebound tracked down the corner by Miguel Hernandez. Noel still looking for that first three of the year. And his first points of the night. 2.5 to go first half. Up top, here's Gaskell, left side to Deshaun Lewis, who has 12 points for Hugoton. Nearly half their points here with 2:25 to go first half. Gaskell with it, now goes left to, here's Martin, driving in, spin move, pivots, goes up and leaves it short, but he'll get 2 free throws. And Martin will head the line for 2. That foul on Coy Vance is first. Second team foul on Scott City this quarter. With 2:17 to go first half.
Number 11, Ike Martin.
Isaiah Martin with 2 points, or Isaac Martin, excuse me. Selected on New Year's Day to be a Shrine Bowl participant. Brings the free throw down or home. And now Hugoton is 2 of 5 at the line as they extend their lead to 8. Isaiah Harris and Miguel Hernandez exit. Back in is Griffin Hager, and it's Jay Acosta back in as well. A little bit of a smaller lineup, but still physical Hugoton team, 26-18. That free throw rattles home as well, and Martin with 4. 27-18, 2:17 to go first half. Scott City with the ball, Hugoton with the lead. In the front court goes to Camden Vogelmore, now to Jackson Rumford. Rumford with it up top to Ruelas here with 2:05 to go first half. He goes to his right and he draws the foul on Griffin Hager. That's his second. And that'll send Ruelas back to the line with 2:03 to go second quarter. Ruelas with 5. Alex Tarango leads the team with 7 in this half. Rumford with 4 and Vance with 2. Hugoton led by Deshaun Lewis is 12. And Jay Acosta with 5, and Isaac Martin with 4, and Emmett Gaskell with 3, and Gavin Salazar with a 3. Free throw off the front of the rim for Ruelas. Still a 9-point game as back in as Jimenez, replacing Griffin Hager, who exits with 2 fouls. So if you wear number 3 here in this first half, you have 2 fouls. Ruelas has 2 fouls, and his second free throw short again, and rebounded to Deshaun Lewis, and it remains a 9-point game with 2 minutes to go in the half. Martin goes downhill and lays it up. He has 6, and it's 29-18 with 1:53 to go first half. Into the front court here with it. Yes, Scott City. Seckline almost walked with it. Hugoton fans over on the far side wanted that. And they're going to call an offensive foul on Camden Vogelmore. That's his. No, they're going to get that on Jackson Rumford, excuse me. That's his second, not on Vogelmore. Did not see it, but our team's third. I thought it was on Vogelmore at first, but no, it's on Rumford. So now Rumford with 2 fouls. That's a big one for Scott City with 99 seconds to go first half. Already down 11. Hugoton back with the ball, and Scott City with their 6th turnover of the half. Now driving in, here's a scoop shot left side, too strong, and the rebound to Sage Steckline for Scott City. And here comes Vogelmore into the front court with it. That was put up by Jimenez, and now Steckline will lob it back high to Ruelas with 1:15 to go in the half. Beavers down 11. Ruelas with the dribble, out high to Steckline. Steckline goes right to Camden Vogelmore, looking to drive in, out high to Knoll. Wanted to try the 3, but guarded quick enough, and then hands it off to Steckline. It's a kind of a 4-out look right now, backdoor cut. And they're going to get a holding foul on Hugoton underneath, away from the ball. I think they're going to get that on Jimenez. And that'll be his second foul, and Knoll back to the line. Jimenez with his second. Hugoton's been in the penalty for quite a while here. That is their 7th foul of the quarter, 8th for the half. 2 free throws for Knoll, where he's 0 for 2, and he breaks the trend. He has his first point, makes it 29-19, 59.9 to go first half. Alex Tarango in, replacing Eloy Ruelas. Out is Jimenez, and back in for Hugoton is Gavin Salazar. Noel sinks them both. He's 2 of 4 at the line and makes it 29-20. So Scott City's gotten the line quite a bit here in the second quarter, 6 of 10 in this period and for the half. 50 seconds to work second quarter. Right wing goes over to Jay Acosta. Acosta now bounced past to Isaac Martin, guarded by Steckline, looking to back in on him. Good help defense, deflected but picked up by Gaskell. He'll reverse his layup and a nice move. Gaskell with 5, 31-20 with 35 seconds to go first half. And Hugoton once again pushes their lead up to 11. They're on a 16-14 run in this second quarter. Trango with it right corner with 25 seconds, hands it off to Vogelmore. Now they loses it, but picked up by Trango. He travels with it, and that'll be turnover number 7. 21.5 seconds to go first half. 31-20, Hugoton with the lead in the ball, and they'll go more than likely for the final shot of the half. You knew Hugoton was going to come out punching here in this first half, and they definitely have. And Scott City, for the most part, hasn't been able to counter with that. Martin pivots in the paint. Back up top to Emmett Gaskell with 4, with 3. Gaskell out high with 2, with 1. Loses the dribble and stolen away, and that's in your first half. So Scott City forces Hugoton in their 5th turnover, and the Eagles don't get a shot up. And Scott City will trail by 11 at the break at 31-20. Our halftime show to begin after this 3-minute timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.
Dedicated team at Norder Supply is passionate about assisting our customers in achieving maximum net return per acre. That is how we define our success. Through unparalleled agronomic advice and best-in-class customer service, you can depend on us to do what is best for your operation. Ask them today about their spot-on service and how it can fill your needs. Norder Supply. Plain talk, exceptional results.
Fairleigh Feed Yard is dedicated to investing in our facilities and staff to provide the best experience possible for the cattle feeder and, in the end, the consumers of our product. We are always in the market to purchase corn and other commodities from local producers. Call our office at 620-872-2111 for current pricing. Our dedicated employees and their families are very important to us, and we are proud of their children that are current Beavers and individuals that will grow into those roles in the future. Fairleigh Feed Yard is privileged to support Scott City youth and are honored to cheer on the Beavers.
Western State Bank proudly supports Scott Community High School students and athletes as they prepare for another great year of achievements. Just as our students prepare for another successful year, we encourage you to be prepared for whatever life may bring you. Stop in and talk with the knowledgeable staff at Western State Bank, whether it be a new home loan, financing for your business, or any one of our checking and savings account options. We're here to help you. Make sure to check out all of our internet banking options provided at WSBKS.com. Western State Bank, member FDIC. And as always, go Beavers!
The world needs more farmers. People who know the land. People who support rural communities. People who are as diverse as each acre they care for. But unless you've been born and raised on a family farm, it's nearly impossible to become a farmer. That's why we are building a team of people from our hometown and across the world to do what they love. We are not just a family farm. We are a multi-family farm. We are Volgamore Family Farms.
Go with the proven winner. I'm Michael Trout from State Farm in Scott City. When it comes to auto insurance, we score big with our policyholders. We score on competitive rates, on customer service, and on satisfaction and speedy claim handling. Let us quote your autos today and make you a part of the Trout State Farm team. Call or stop by Michael Trout State Farm and you can be assured of our personal best. Go with the winner, Michael Trout State Farm, Scott City.
Adding value to our community has been our priority since day one. That's why the Scott Co-op is here with 8 elevator locations, 2 service stations, 5 controls, bulk fuel and oil delivery, as well as a full-service agronomy department, including agronomy services, seed, chemical, fertilizer, and custom application. Visit us online at scottcoop.com or download our app for more information. Scott Co-op is a proud supporter of our local communities.
BBN is supported by Norder Supply, Lone Tree Farms, Pioneer Communications, Beaver Booster Club, White's Food Liner, Scott City Eye Center, Shells, Flowers, and more, Scott City Pharmacy, Giftologists,
Beavers led for a vast majority of the first half here. They led by 9 after one, 15-6. Scott City got it to within 6 with about 4:48 to go first half. And Hugoton's been able to extend their lead out to 11 on a couple of occasions, including right now at the break at 31-20, a 16-14 run here in the second quarter for the Eagles of Hugoton. So Scott City with a little work to do here on the road here against Hugoton. Halftime scoring for the Beavers, they were led. Alex Taringa was 7 in that first half. 5 for Eloy Ruelas, 4 for Jackson Rumford. And then Avery Knoll and Coy Vance each with 2 points in the first half for Scott City. Beavers had a total of 7 turnovers, 5 steals, 2 defense, or make that 5 total rebounds in that first half. Make that 6 rebounds, 3 and 3 for Hugoton. They were led in scoring, 12 for Deshaun Lewis in the first half, 6 for Isaac Martin, 5 for Emmett Gaskell, 5 for Jay Acosta, and 3 for Gavin Salazar. Hugoton did not miss a three-pointer in that first half. We'll get to those stats here in a little bit as well. But the Eagles had 5 turnovers, 4 steals. They had 8 defensive rebounds, 2 offensive boards for a total of 10 rebounds. So they've won the rebounding margin here in this first half, 10-6. Foul trouble for both teams here in the first half. For Scott City, they had Eloy Ruelas and Jackson Rumford each with 2. They have 4 of their 6 fouls combined. Griffin Hager and Alexis Jimenez each with 2 for Hugoton. 31-20, Eagles up by 11 at the break over Scott City. We'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back with the rest of your first half and get you set up for the second half of play. This is Beaver basketball. First half and get you set up for the second half of play.
Furrow Heating and Cooling of Scott City is a proud sponsor of Beaver activities. Brent and Angie take pride in helping our activities and support our students 100%. They can also help you with any heating and cooling needs that you have. Give Furrow Heating and Cooling a call at 620-872-3508 and see if they can help you with your needs today.
Transform your farm's future with premium hybrids, robust data, and unparalleled expertise from Axis Seed Red Barn. We partner with you to customize a plan featuring industry-leading seed that matches your unique soil and growing conditions, helping you to farm differently and making your operation more profitable. Contact us at www.redbarn.ag to gain access to premium seed proven to outperform.
First half for 55%, 4 of 7 on 2s, 2 of 4 on 3s. And yeah, they only missed 3 two-point baskets in that first half, but they did have 7 turnovers. They were 6 of 10 from the line in the first half, all in that second quarter. And well, that was their shooting in the first half. For Hugoton, they were 11 of 17 in the first half, and that's good for 65% from the floor. They were 4 of 4 on threes, 7 of 13 on twos, and 3 of 6 from the line. So other games tonight in this Great West Activity Conference. Ulysses and Wichita County played earlier today. They've been well done. They moved those games up to 4:30 and 6 o'clock. That's been well done for about an hour or so probably, and up at Ulysses. Also, Goodland is taking on Garden City. That was Garden City, or Goodland was up 13-11 after the first quarter against Garden City. Those two went to overtime last year at Garden, and the Buffaloes won it over Goodland. And understand that Matt Rule's there in attendance tonight, the Nebraska head football coach. Of course, want to go talk to the number 2 ranked tight end in the class of 2025 in Lincoln Kieran to see him play. And word is that he does have his knowledge code on, Nebraska knowledge code on. And I say that jokingly. He's going to do a good job of turning around that program, but Matt Rule, the Nebraska head coach, is up there tonight. Cimarron, Colby, and Holcomb all have the night off. Holcomb and Colby play league competition on Friday. Scott City and Cimarron do as well. Goodland will host Russell. That'll be the only out-of-league matchup. And then on Friday, Hugoton will head up to Ulysses. So the Beavers down 11 as we're moments away from beginning the third quarter. At 31-20. And Scott City will have Jackson Rumford, Eloy Arelis, who both have 2 fouls in the ball game. Sage Steckline, also Alex Tarango, and Avery Knoll. For Hugoton, it'll be Deshaun Lewis, Jay Acosta, Isaac Martin, Emmett Gaskell, and Isaiah Harris. Well, the third quarter will be underway. It'll be Hugoton's ball with an 11-point lead. The Eagles 4 of 4 from 3 in that first half. Scott City hit a couple threes of their own. They did a good job at the line at 6 of 10. Entry feed the right block to Harris. Good job by Rumford bumping him off of there. And Coach Trey O'Neill wanted a bumping foul on that one, and I think probably Rumford lucky he didn't pick up a third foul there. Backing his way in is Martin, up and under move. Goes around Knoll, puts it up too strong, and the rebound to Jackson Rumford. Good defense by Knoll, and Rumford collects his 4th rebound of the night. We're underway here in the third quarter. Scott City with a 31-20 deficit in the ball in their first possession. Steckline holds it for Rumford. He'll launch a 3. He will not make it in, and the rebound into the hands of Jay Acosta. So both teams empty-handed on their first possession of the second half. We're 50 seconds into the third quarter. Scott City now 2 of 5 on threes. They did not attempt a three-pointer in that second quarter. Left baseline is Gaskell. He's cut off. Tarango now bounce pass to Harris. They're going to whistle, and that'll be a push on Rumford, and that's his 3rd. So he's in some serious foul trouble here. First of the quarter. See if Coach Brian Gentry elects to keep him in with 7:02 to go here in the third. First team foul of the quarter, inbound in. Up top it goes to Deshaun Lewis for the moment. Rumford stays in the ball game with 3 fouls. Ball deflected. Now entry feed in, and they're going to get him with a push, and that is his 4th foul. Oh boy. So Rumford's going to have to sit down now. 4 fouls with 6:54 to go here in the third quarter. And Coy Vance will be called upon, and Rumford's going to check out for a while there. They've been fighting for position there, and Harris may have sold the foul a little bit. Rumford, frustrated, sits down with 4 fouls. Lob into Harris, catches it, guarded by Steckline, and then Vance strips it out there and forces a tie-up and a turnover. 6:47 here in the third. So what can Scott City do without their leading scorer coming in at 17.7 a game? Rumford will sit down for a lengthy amount of time. Tarango goes to the front court here with 6:40 to go. Now he gets it stripped out of his hands. Last touch by the Eagles. Hugoton tried to sell it to the official. That was last touch by the Beavers, but the official did not buy the sell. Inbound in up top to Avery Knoll. No, now deflected and a turnover. Here comes Gaskell, layup. Leaves it short that time. He short-armed it there, and here comes Scott City back the other way with it in the hands of Eloy Ruelas. Into the front court, guarded tightly by Deshaun Lewis. And then Avery Knoll with it. Gets it stripped almost a hack. Ruelas will try a three up top. Short rebound. Oh, Steckline tried to tip it to Knoll, and that was a line drive right to Steckline. And good idea there that time, and it'll go to Hugoton here. Still scoreless here in the second half as Gaskell exits for the Eagles. Back in is Griffin Hager. Scott City brings in Camden Volgamore and also Coy Vance. Vance has been in there for a while. 6:10 to go here in the third. Right side and deep three. And that one, they finally missed a three. Coy Vance with the rebound. That was put up by Acosta. 6 minutes here in this third. 31-20 is your score. And now with it is Ruelas. He has it from Steckline. Left side back up top to Sage. And then they work it over to Alex Tarango. Right side to Coy Vance. Up top to Sage Steckline. Up top it goes to Alex Tarango here. 5:40 to go. Tarango back up top. Ruelas steps back, launches a three. Short. Wilgamore tried to tip it, but in the hands it goes to Deshaun Lewis. Lewis will bring it across and lobs the left side to Hager. Up top, here's Acosta to penetrate. Spin maybe, got away with the walk, leaves it short that time, and Tarango with the board for Scott City. Both teams misfiring here in this third quarter here. Now Tarango is now stolen away, and they get a timeout first as he was trapped in the backcourt to avoid the 10 count. Coach Brian Gentry bails him out with a timeout with 5:13 to go third quarter. We'll come back in 1 minute. Still 31-20 for Hugoton. This is Scott City basketball. 31-20.
Sports have this amazing way of making a positive impact in our community. Whether it's helping children, boosting local economies, or creating role models, that's our goal at American Implement too. We believe in being a part of the communities we serve by just being a good neighbor. Thanks for being ours.
Scott City ball out of the timeout, down by 11. Still no scoring here in this third quarter. 31-20 is both teams starting to cool off a bit from the floor. We're still about 3 minutes into the second half. With it is Alex Tarango. Steps back up top now to Eloy Ruelas. With 5 minutes to go third quarter, Ruelas with it. Now to Coy Vance. Left side it goes to Tarango. Looking to feed it in to Steckline, who's scoreless. Backs away and now feeds it to Vance in the right corner for a three. Oh, that one rimmed off. And Scott City 0 of 4 here, including 0 of 3, all on threes here to begin this third quarter. In transition, Martin drives in and gets a runner. He has 8. 33-20, their largest lead with 4:40 to go third quarter. And so the Beavers now with their largest deficit of the season at 13 with 4.5 to go. And now Ruelas drives in, but they're going to call a travel. That'll be Scott City's 9th of the night. Good news, Scott City's cut down the turnovers. The bad news is their shooting woes continue here in the second half, and their scoring woes, I should say, as Brooks Bailey to check in for Alex Tarango. So right now on the floor for the Beavers, you have Coy Vance, Camden Volgamore, Sage Steckline, Brooks Bailey, and Eloy Ruelas. Deshaun Lewis brings it across. Isaac Martin, Jay Acosta, Griffin Hager, and Isaiah Harris on the floor. Martin will launch a three. Hits good. Martin with all 5 of the points. He has 11. All 5 in the third quarter. And it's now 36-20 with 4:10 to go third quarter. Hugoton is now 5 of 6 tonight on threes. And with it, here is Bailey at the foul line halfway through the third quarter. Pass deflected. Steckline trying to reel it in. We're going to get a tie-up, but it's going to be a turnover. Things starting to turn south for Scott City. Jackson Rumford picking up that 4th foul early in the third quarter has changed the dynamics of this game, and it's 36-20 here with 3:56 in the third as Volgamore exits. Tarango re-enters. Hugoton to bring in 3 players next Dead ball. With it is Griffin Hager. Up top now to Jay Acosta. Deshaun Lewis with it now up top to Isaac Martin. Martin looking to drive in. And that's going to be a charge taken by Coy Vance. And Martin with his second, the first team foul of the quarter on Hugoton. Good job by Vance taking the charge. 3:41 to go third quarter, as in is going to be Emmett Gaskell officially. They exit Deshaun Lewis, Jay Acosta, and Isaac Martin. A little banter back and forth between some of the Scott City students and the Hugoton students. 3:31 to go here. Stage Steckline cutting in, I should say, leaves the shot short. He faded away on that one instead of going straight up, and Hugoton back the other way. Pivot, up and under move. Miguel Hernandez misses it off the left, and the rebound to Steckline. 3:15. Scott City is still scoreless here. In fact, they haven't had a field goal in over 8 minutes. At the 3:46 mark of the first half was when they've had their last field goal. The last 4 points have been from the line. Entry feed into Steckline. Knight's giving to go to Vance. He'll drive in. He will lay it up. Oh, he left it short. And the shooting woes continue. And here comes Hernandez back the other way. With 2:50 to go third quarter. Up top now to Gaskell. He'll lob it underneath the Harris. Good defense by Scott City, but a tough shot. No! Oh, a late whistle and a call. And 2 free throws coming up here for Hugoton's Isaiah Harris, who has yet to score here tonight. He has not scored yet, or has not attempted a shot officially. The foul will be on Sage Steckline, his second. Should be the third team foul of the quarter, and it is. So Harris to the line for 2 free throws. The 6'5" senior yet to score here tonight. And really attempt a shot, and that one will drop in, and Hugoton has scored the first 6 points of the half, and they lead 37-20 with 2:46 here in the third. As back in is Avery Knoll to replace Coy Vance. Scott City's missed their first 5 shots of the second half. Hugoton has hit their last couple, and that free throw will get the nice soft bounce in, and all of a sudden it's a 38-20 game. 2:43 to go. The Beavers are approaching a 9-minute field goal drought. Triangle, he'll drive, pull up. Now left side to Ruelas. Ruelas looking to drive in. Now he will. He'll scoop one up. Can't get it to go. Sage Steckline to reel in the rebound. Power dribble. Pump fakes. Goes up and he's hammered. He'll get 2 free throws as Isaiah Harris commits the foul, his second. Hugoton second of the quarter. And Steckline with a chance at 2 free throws. 38-20 your score. Steckline's charity toss. Oh, rimming in and out. Second free throw, Steckline's on the board. He hits one out well. And throw a little salt in the wound there. The official says he went over the free throw line, and so they'll wave off the point. And it's still 38-20. 2:20 to go third quarter, just not Scott City's night. And they're in jeopardy of having their season low points, but an unforced error up top by Hugoton to travel, their 8th of the night. Avery Radke is in. He's a 6-foot sophomore. As Coach Gentry has gone pretty deep into his bench here tonight. With 2:14 to go third quarter, and you're down 18. Steckline right at the half courts, front of the half court stripe, has to give it off to Avery Knoll. Almost stepped backward, but now Radke with it. 2 minutes to go in the third. Up top to Brooks Bailey. He'll drive left side. He's cut off. Now it goes to Alex Tarango, and we got a whistle and a 3-second lane violation. This has been a rough night for Scott City. Their 11th turnover as Grant Nahew's in for the first time. Nahus in for the first time to replace Isaiah Harris. Still no scoring yet. 6 minutes into this period, and Scott City overall on a 7-minute scoring drought. 38-20 with a minute 50 to go here in the third. Left side, here's a Hernandez 3, rimming in and out, rebound loose, and it's picked up by Tarango, and he's on the run. He'll weave his way through with 1:40 to go. Bailey up top, right side to Avery Radke. Off screen up top here is Tarango. Pump fakes on the 3. Brooks Bailey with it. Minute 30 to go third quarter. Now Avery Radke to Knoll. Ball fake. He'll drive in. split the defenders, goes up and he draws the foul, and he'll get 2 free throws. Good aggressiveness that time by Noel, and he'll earn himself a trip to the line. That's on Grant Nahus. That's his first. Team's third. Free throw for Noel is good. He has 3 points, all from the line. Scott City tonight at the charity line is now 7 of 13. And they cut it to 38-21, and that's their first points of the half with 1:25 to go. So really the second straight game where the third quarter has been an issue for Scott City. It was against the Trojans southeast of Saline on Saturday, and it has been here tonight. 38-22 with a minute 15 to go first half, or third quarter, excuse me. With it here is Jimenez driving in, and a whistle and a foul on Radke. That'll be the final foul to give for Scott City this quarter. Radke's first with 70 third quarter seconds remaining. 38-22. Hugoton up by 16, and Coy Vance will enter. Camden and Volgamore will also re-enter out as Brooks Bailey and Sage Steckline. Also, Hugoton will bring in Julian Delgado, a 6'1 junior. And ball deflected and stolen away off the inbounds by Tarango. Good move by Tarango. He'll see it now. Now it goes right side to Volgamore. Almost walked with it. Noel will try a three. That one will rim off, and Scott City has not had a field goal since about 1985. Driving in, here's Gaskell. Goes up, no. Rebound here is Noel stripped, and he's going to head back to the line with 52.7 to go here in the third quarter. That'll be on Emmett Gaskell. Correction, that's just their 4th team foul. So they have 1 foul to give here. Both teams have 4 fouls in this quarter. 50 seconds to go here in the third. The Beavers are on an 8-minute field goal drought. Make that 11-minute field goal drought until then. For Alex Tarango, he has 9. 38-24 with 35 seconds to go third quarter. And so that breaks an 11-minute drought as Alex Jimenez, his first basket, 40-24 with 25 seconds to go third period. That was a field goal drought for Scott City of over 11 minutes. 18 seconds to go third period. Up top with it is Tarango. Leads the team with 9 points tonight. Jackson Rumford fouled for his 4th foul. 6:41 to go in the third quarter. With it was Radke with 5 seconds. Now finds Volgamore with 3. Just shoot it. 2 seconds. 1 second. No, did not attempt a shot, and that's the end of your third quarter, and Hugoton leads at 40-24 as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll come back in a minute for the final 8 minutes of play. This is Beaver basketball.
BBN is supported by Shapland Real Estate, State Farm, The Original Grande, Bullertson Family Dentistry, Volgamore Family Farms, Western State Bank, Wood River Energy, Scott Community Foundation, Good Anesthesia and Pain Management Services,
County Lumber, where they always help you get it done with excellence.
40-24 for Hugoton as we head to the fourth quarter. On the anniversary date, the 40th anniversary date on the song from Michael Jackson, Thriller. Entry feed into Rumford, left block in there with 4 fouls. He gets it stripped out of his hands. Still loose, picked up by Tarango. He'll stop and pop a triple. He'll be too strong on that one, and the rebound to Griffin Hager. His first board of the night. Hugoton led by Deshaun Lewis with 12, Isaac Martin with 11. Alex Tarango with 9. He tried for double figures there, and now stripped out of there and stolen away in a turnover. The 10th of the night for Hugoton with 7:30 to go. And underneath, Avery Knoll goes up, and he's fouled by Deshaun Lewis, his second. And the team's first of the fourth quarter. Good transition that time by Scott City. And they'll head back to the line where Noel heads back. He has all 4 of his points there tonight with 7:27 to go. Beavers 8 of 14, make it 9 of 15, and Noel with 5 to make it 40-25. 7:27 to go in this one. Leaves that one short. He's now 5 of 8 from the line, and Hugoton clears the board easily. Delgado now out high to Jay Acosta. They're working around to here is Martin out to Hager. He'll drive and pull up at the mid-post left, and now back his way in. That's going to be a travel on Isaac Martin, and the turnover's number 11 for Hugoton with 7:08 to go. Beavers down 15 at 40-25. That run for Hugoton was just a 9-4 run in that third quarter. Scott City went 11 minutes in the ball game without a field goal, and they're down by 15 in the early part of the fourth quarter, and a quick foul on Hugoton. That's their second foul of the period, and that'll be on Deshaun Lewis, his third. 7:01 to go in the game. They weren't calling those on him on Friday night like they have been tonight. Good, bad, or indifferent. Just kind of an observation there. They let him really play both sides on Friday night in Sterling. 6:55 to go. Rumford now high. He's playing out there with 4 fouls to Ruelas, then back to Steckline. Rumford pump fakes on the 3, steps back, pump fakes again. Steckline with it. Bullet pass right side to Knoll. Turns down the 3, drives in, spin move, lost the dribble, and is stripped and stolen away in a turnover. Here comes Hugoton back the other way with a 15-point lead. Here's 6:35 to go. Scott City is trailed by as many as 14 in this game, or make that 18. It's right now a 15-point margin. Driving in and all the way. Layup is good. And Deshaun Lewis has 14 points. It's 40-25 with 6:20 to go. He has only missed 1 field goal tonight, despite missing 2 free throws. As we approach 6 to go, left side out high to Knoll. Now they work it up top to Ruelas. Ruelas now back up top to Tarango. Guarded quickly by Lewis. Back to Jackson Rumford, a straightaway triple. That is off to the right. He has a season-low 4 points. And Julian Delgado with a board for Hugoton. Now Hager will try a left wing 3. That is too strong. That's just the second miss from downtown tonight for Hugoton. And the rebound to Isaac Martin. He'll drive in and he'll lay up. Oh, he missed it. And the rebound to Knoll. In transition, Rumford for a 3. Can that one go down? And he'll splash it down. Scott City's third 3 of the night. The first since their first quarter. He has 42 to 28, excuse me, with 5:25 to go. So the Beavers back to within 14 here as we get to the mid-stage of the fourth, and a foul out high. That'll be on Scott City. And Tarango, that's just his first team foul of the fourth quarter. So that's Scott City's second field goal of the fourth quarter, just their 8th of the ball game. As Isaiah Harris checks in, Emmett Gaskell also enters. Jay Acosta, Julian Delgado exit. 5:15 to go in this one. With the dribble is Deshaun Lewis, and now Isaiah Harris at the left elbow. Up top it goes to Martin, working around to Lewis, looking to drive right side, almost poked away. And now entry feed to Harris, the right block guarding Rumford. He'll just shoot it over Rumford, leaves it short, rebound to Sage Steckline. So we approach 5 minutes to go in this one. Harris, no field goals, just 2 free throws. With it is Ruelas, steps back, launches a 3, misses it wide left as he faded away. And here comes Hugoton back the other way with the basketball. And a 3, no, for Hager. Rebound to Tarango for Scott City. Lead pass down the floor to Rumford, catches it, will go up and score it. He has his last 5 of the game. 9 for the ball game, 42-30 with 4.5 to go. So Scott City is back to within a dozen here. And got a whistle and a foul out high on Tarango in the backcourt, excuse me. That's his team's second of the fourth quarter.
21 for Scott City, second personal, second team.
And we have a timeout on the floor taken by Hugoton. We'll take it as well with 4:25 remaining. 42-30, Hugoton up top. Over Scott City back in a minute. This is Beaver basketball. Over Scott City back in a minute.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
From Weathers Land and Livestock.
(42-30) with 4:25 to go. As both teams with 2 timeouts here. Scott City showing a little life here in the fourth quarter. I've outscored Hugoton so far 6-2. Trey O'Neill calling the timeout. His first timeout of the night, and they'll have the ball out of the timeout. Rumford with 9 now for Scott City. He has 5 of his 9 in the fourth quarter. He's been in foul trouble pretty much all game. Up top to Griffin Hager, goes left to Emma Gaskell. Gaskell trapped out high, works around the double team, then dishes it backside. Finds an open Isaac Martin for his 13th, 44-30 with 4:04 to go. Inbound in now to Alex Tarango here from Ruelas. Beavers down 14 at midway fourth quarter. This game kind of was taken over by Hugoton late first quarter. Now Knoll drives in. Pump fake for Jackson Rumford. He'll try a 3. He'll be off on that one. And the rebound, here's Isaac Martin racing back the other way as he'll take it all the way. He'll be called for the double dribble as he turns it over for the 12th time. And good sportsmanship there by Ruelas helping Martin up. So turnover on Hugoton, their 12th of the night. 3:41 remaining in this one. 44-30 your score for Hugoton. Scott City with the ball down 14. Steckline scoreless tonight. And now bad pass and a turnover. Martin with it back the other way. He'll drive in and lay it up and score. He has the last 2. He has the last 4 points. He has 15, 46-30 with 3:25 to go. Tarango around the screen. He'll just right down Main Street. He'll lay it up. He has 11. He's one off a career high, 46-32 with 3:15 to go. That'll break the mini 4-0 Hugoton Eagle run. Here's driving a nice dish backside to Harris, and it's now 48-32 as the team's starting to shoot well here in this fourth quarter with 3 minutes to go. 48-32, Steckline with it up top, still scoreless. Bounce pass underneath the Rumford, catches it, and now pump fakes goes up, and he gets it to spin in and 1. He has 11 all of a sudden, 48-34 here with 2:52 to go. That foul on Isaiah Harris, his 3rd. And that's her 3rd team foul of the fourth quarter. So Rumford to the line with 11 now. He has 7 in this fourth quarter. It's a 14-point game. Scott City had it to within 12 a little while ago. It's now 13. So Rumford are sitting pretty much all but at first minute and 20 of the third quarter with 4 fouls. Now with 8 in the quarter and 12 for the night. 48-35 here. It's pretty impressive. He had all 18 of Scott City's points in the second half on Saturday against Southeast Salina, and Hugoton's going to throw the ball away. They're 13th of the night, and the Beavers can cut this one a little closer. It's a long ways to go in this one, but they can inch a little closer, down 13 with 2.5 remaining. Ruelas will bring it in the front court now to Jackson Rumford, left side to Alex Tarango. Tarango up top to Coy Vance. He'll drive in and runs into his teammate. Now with it is Avery Knoll. Knoll jump stops Tarango. One off a career high, gets a strip, but picks it back up, finds Jackson Rumford out high. Turns down the deep 3. And now with it is Avery Knoll. Goes left side to Coy Vance. His runner, as he stripped going up, he'll get 2 free throws. Coy Vance looking for points 3 and 4, and that foul will be on Griffin Hager, his 3rd, with 2:06 to go. And that's the 4th team foul on Hugoton here in the fourth quarter with 2:06 to go. And Vance to the line for 2, where he's 69% on the area. He's had a nice night. 2 points, first trip to the line. Free throw up and good. That's he had 9 on the 9th of December against La Junta. He has 3, 48-36 with 2:06 to go. Out is Emmett Gaskell for Hugoton. Second free throw. And it's good. 48-37. Coach Brian Gentry will burn one of his final 2 timeouts. We'll take a full timeout with 2:06 to go. 48-37 Hugoton. Back in a minute. This is Beaver basketball. 48-37
As your local community foundation, we are dedicated to preserving local wealth so the communities in and around Scott County will forever remain an attractive place to live, work, and raise a family. We respond to the needs of our community through grant making, scholarships, and other special projects. To learn more, visit us online at scottcf.org.
Of Western Kansas make Fairley Feed Yard your custom cattle feeder. That's Fairley Feed Yard of Scott City.
Out of the timeout, it's Hugoton's ball here with 2 minutes to go. Scott City and Hugoton now have played even in the second half. It's an 11-point game at 48-37, and Trango almost gets a steal, and then that goes off of Griffin Hager. And so now all of a sudden Scott City can get this into single digits as Coach Trey O'Neill sends Emmett Gaskell back in the lineup for Griffin Hager with 1:53 to go. 48-37, that stretch in the third quarter really hurt the Beavers here tonight, and Hugoton took advantage of it. Scott City went 11 minutes without a field goal in the second and third quarters. Rumford with it. Now to Ruelas for a 3. Oh, that one crawls off, and the rebound goes to Isaac Martin for Hugoton. Up or down? 1:39 to go. And there's a 3 in the left corner, too strong for Acosta. And a rebound here, Scott City in transition. Touch pass, here's Jackson Rumford with it. Turns down the 3 up top to Ruelas with 1:25 to go. Spin move by Trango. His layup. Oh, he left it short. And the rebound goes to Hugoton. That would have been his career high right there. Now left corner. Turning down the 3 is Acosta. He'll pull it back out with 1:13 to go. Up top to Deshaun Lewis. Now with it, driving in is Isaiah Harris. He'll lay it up and score it. He has 6. 50-37 with a minute to go. And Scott City with the ball down 13 again here. 55 seconds to go. Oh, miscommunication, and Deshaun Lewis with the steal, and we're going to get a tie, but it'll still be a turnover. Nope, we're going to get a timeout beforehand. With 49.4 to go, it's a 30-second timeout off of Scott City's 15th turnover. Basketball presented by True North Cafe, Turner Sheet Metal, Vogelmore Family Farms, Western Kansas Insurance, Western State Bank, Wheatland Electric, White's Food Liner, Wilkins Physical Therapy, and Winderland Farms. Sorry about that earlier. I was just trying to, the fans kept standing in my view, and I could not get around them for a while here, and I was like, up or down? Yeah, I could not see the game action for a while there. 49.4 to go. Martin inbounded in. And inbounds it in to Deshaun Lewis. Lewis now out with it as Costa. Work it up top. Here's a no-look pass right corner to Costa. Oh, Rumford almost committed foul number 5. 33 seconds to go as Deshaun Lewis will pull it back out. Lewis will drive in, weave his way through, just running some time off. Hugoton is going to go to 9-2 on the year. And Scott City's going to drop their 3rd consecutive game and drop to 7-5 with Cimarron coming to town on Friday. Scott City's not going to foul. So this ended up being a 2-point differential in the second half after Hugoton built up an 18-point lead. As they're just going to dribble this one out. Final score is going to be 50-37 for Hugoton over Scott City. And Scott City has lost 7 in a row here in this building. Hugoton now improves to 9-2 on the year. We'll begin our post-game coverage after this 3-minute timeout. This is Scott City Beaver basketball.